Hey guys, welcome to Nothing is Obi South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 112. There's my Bruce dog right here. He is
Oh,
back and better than ever. Brucey, how you doing tonight, my brother?
doing ecstatic, bro. Dude, like I missed last week, bro. So I'm just hungry, bro. Hungry.
Well, you look hungry.
Oh, dude, I'm always hungry, bro. I would never starve, bro.
Hey, right? Gotcha, right? There's that there's
Got
that
you.
there's that one clip with that big black lady and there's the doctor and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Man, I haven't eaten all day. What if I starve to death?" And that doctor
Mm-hmm.
tells her, "You're not going to starve for about 30 years." Like you
Yeah,
need
it's like I said. Hey, the doctor said I'm a beast. No, he said you're obese.
obese. Well,
Let's go.
thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We're gonna have one of our four bros, one of one of the handicap Nazis. He's
Dude,
doing some
Nazis,
great
bro.
things. He's the assistant golf professional out at the Covey. Sergio Meneses is gonna be on tonight. He's gonna share us, man. He's gonna share us. He's gonna tap into a bit of his golf history and his golf journey. Brucey,
Bro,
I know,
when I
right?
read
Like
this, when I read it, I was like
you
a
did
novel, bro.
you didn't know. Hey, Chat GBT.
Yeah, ChatGPT, bro. I can still see all the hyphens and stuff.
And it's so awesome, bro. Freaking miss him. I miss y'all's budding rivalry, dude. Because you know what? It was always
Bro.
fun
No, I've
watching
learned my
y'all.
lesson, bro. I learned my lesson, bro. I'm
Stop,
chill.
Brucey. Stop.
He's my friend, bro.
Hey. Read off the card. I
Yeah.
love him. He's the best.
We're not talking football.
Don't forget, guys, we are coming live from the Texas Chancla Studios. Big ups to our
Yes,
guy
sir.
Jesse Hernandez. Dude, this guy. How much golf does that guy play, bro?
Bro, that guy is out. Like, if I could count how many rounds he has in, bro. Oh, man, bro.
Hey,
But I was
it's
about to call him this weekend, bro. I was like this close to calling him, bro. My cousins were in town. They don't know how to behave, bro. And I was like, look, something happens with y'all, dude. I know a guy. I know a
Hey,
guy.
I know a guy, right? I know a guy.
I know a
But
guy.
you know what? Yip Strickler said last week. Make sure, guys. You know what? You tune in to last week's episode. We had Yip Strickler on the show, the protector of uh, handicap virginity.
Handicaps,
You know,
bro.
handicap virginity, and he was awesome. And he said he has a lot of Yip maniacs that he's got a lawyer on retainer, right? I was like, we need to
Yeah,
have Jesse Hernandez on retainer because, especially,
bro.
you know me, bro.
Exactly,
You
bro.
know how I act. I like to act a fool.
Disclosures, because you need your disclosures. You don't want to get say anything, say the
I
wrong
was like,
thing, bro.
just help me with the waiver, right? So, guys, make
Yeah.
sure, guys, for any of your legal matters, guys, hit up Jesse Hernandez. We're so thankful for the sponsorship of the Texas Chocolate Studios. Make sure you hit him up at jessehernandezlaw.com. Hit him up at 210-807-8656. You'll see him. Go to Mi Tierra. Go right there to La Vita.
Oh,
You'll see him. He's
Spurs
down.
games. You
He's
see him at
everywhere.
Spurs games, bro. He's always there. Number
He's
one supporter, bro.
he's
It's if you
he's
don't see him, you'll see Wimby for sure. But
Make sure, guys, you hit him up, guys. And not only is he one of the best, if not the best, criminal defense attorney in town, he's also a great guy, man. And I love
oh, dude, big
I
heart, bro.
love why
Big
he
heart.
does it, right? I love his mission right here,
Of
guys.
course,
And
bro.
also, don't forget, guys, to support our presenting sponsor, FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again, guys. Banger of a schedule coming up here.
Oh, dude,
Cedar Creek Sunday. We got
the
TPC.
bandit,
Okay, the
on
Bandit
Monday.
on Monday, the Bandit on Monday,
Hmm.
TPC Oaks course a few months before the VTO, bro. Before the VTO,
I know, bro. Dude,
seven.
I didn't make the cut. I didn't make the cut.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but then I said, hey, it won't be a tournament if Brucey's not on, bro.
And I
Ah!
said, and Brucey, and I said, I couldn't let you have it all to yourself. That's why I said,
Exactly, bro.
hey, got any more tea time? Got any more tea
You got
times,
any more tea times? Can you call
bro?
it TPC?
Bro, 76 players out at TPC. And you got to be a four, bro. Got a hell of a
You
deal.
gotta be a fool, bro.
Thanks to our president on his way. He's going out with the bang. Going out with the bang. Jeremiah Sierra
Ooh.
is going out as our president, and he's going to leave Four Bros in a great place. He wants to make sure that, you know what, he goes out with the bang. We have
Yes, sir.
TPC on the 5th. That's on a Thursday.
Corey
Quarry
on the
on the
sticks.
Friday on the 6th, dude. I'm like,
Bro, back to back, bro.
hey, we going back to back. We going back
Yeah.
to back. All right, guys. So we got a banger of a show for you. Sergio's going to be on right now. He's in the waiting room right now. Thankful to Four Bros Tour, guys. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, Four Bros Tour has a home for you guys. Make sure, guys, to hit us up on Facebook. You go to nothingisob.com. There's a tab for Four Bros Tour, how to become a member, how to take advantage of these great deals, great tee time shotgun starts, courses. Man, guys,
Beautiful courses, bro.
join us,
Beautiful
guys.
courses, bro.
All
Yep.
right, Bruce. All right, Brucey. Let's kick it, man.
Bring them on.
We'll kick it. No, we got to kick it with Fairway Ed. We got to start it off right.
Okay, let's go. Fairway Ed. My bad.
This is Fairway Ed from Corpus Christi, Texas. Oh, you're listening to Nothing is OB.
Man, this game is crazy. You know, you come out here 1 week, you look like a major champion. The next week, you look like a 25 handicapper from Crabapple, North Dakota.
Right there, my Alice boys.
Let's go, bro.
3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2, 1 putt, par 4, birdie, woo-hoo, new driver, info,
My
replace,
interviews,
M2, par 5,
gonna have a
fairway,
banger
what
for you.
finna do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up high and 2 fingers pointed at you, pew pew, fairway to green, conk off that I'm playing, sometimes these par 3 green look like an island, a plunge and to keep it on dry land, at least I'm not
Just in case you think Brucey's not in the picture, Brucey, did you see yourself?
Yes, I'm like this, bro. It looked like if I worked there, bro. And I was gonna say that. I was like, bro, where am I at, bro? Like, that's cool,
Bruce,
bro. That's
you know what? We got to update it, Brucey, because hey,
I
you're
gotta
back.
earn my spot
We,
back.
we
I gotta
got
earn it
to.
back.
You're earning it. You're earning it back, guys.
Austin is on there more than I am.
Oh, gotcha. But he's a big guy. All right,
Yes,
guys.
he's the best.
With no further ado, let's bring on assistant golf professional out at the Covey golf course out at Big Easy Ranch, Sergio Meneses.
Let's go.
My brother.
Dude, he is a true definition of men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, bro.
Oh, wait, and you know what? And he's off. There you go, Brucey.
Oh.
Hey, Brucey, you were waiting. You're like this. Damn, hey, you were waiting. I was waiting for
I was
that.
like, I was about to say it, dude. I should have held on, bro. He has that Verizon, bro. Verizon's been out, bro. That's what it is.
You know what? I saw that, dude. Okay, hey, you know what? And now he's using AT&T right now. AT&T.
Yeah, cricket.
All right, there he is, and he's back. My
you
brother, Sergio. How we doing tonight, my brother? Oh man, hey, it's not Brucey. It's not me this time.
It's not us. I know, bro. Mine's working, bro.
There you go. Okay. All right. He can't hear. All right. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Oh, they're off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
There you
hear
go.
you. Can you hear me?
And he's on. There he is, guys. There we go. All right, man. Right there.
I was
Sorry
gonna wear
about that,
black
guys.
today too, bro.
Sergio.
Oh, goodness. Somebody was calling me just before I got on,
all
and I was
sweaty,
like
bro.
trying to hang up. And I was like, oh my God, stop.
Bro, so guys, thank you so much to Sergio for being on, my brother. Freaking miss you, man. You know what? I love it. Maya posted, Brucey, get the picture of Four Bros and send it to me, right? So we can bring it on. Maya posted the picture of Sergio before Four Bros, or while Four Bro, and then after Four Bros.
It has to be the ice cream eating one.
No. That's always a classic one. Well, Sergio,
That is a classic.
Sergio, how's everything going out there at the Covey, bro? Everyone know. Well, for people that don't know, you do a lot of stuff in regards to potential memberships, and you run the tournaments. You are like the guy out there that kind of helps a lot with the tournaments. Am I right?
Yeah, so I want to say that, we have a head professional, Paul Brewer, who's awesome. Funny enough, when I started working in the industry, like the one thing that I knew how to do was running tournaments and using Golf Genius and Unknown Golf and all those things. And it took a while for Paul to vet me to kind of hand me that responsibility of building that stuff in in a bit. But when it came down to the few high profile events that we had last year, I was at the forefront of like making sure that everybody was where they needed to be, that everything went smooth. So yeah, that's we had a pretty successful year. Right now, we are renovating the Antler, which is our par 3 course.
How many
It's
holes?
shut down
How many?
for-
How many? How many holes does that course have?
So right now it's gone. It's Ched Williams is doing a fantastic job bulldozing that entire place. And it used to have 9. We're adding 3 more holes, and we're taking all that stinky Bermuda grass and putting Zoja and Tiff Eagle on the green. So everything that you have at the
Zoja.
Covey, you're gonna put it on the on the Antler, and it's going to be spectacular. We're shortening up some holes, changing the slopes and some of the greens more. We're trying to get people to hit more hole in ones, so um, it's going to have a lot of cradle vibes, but I think it's going to be a lot better.
Okay, so let's ask you this, Brucey, and you know what? Okay, real quick before we get into the good stuff, is a hole in one on a par three course? Do you validate that? You're a golf professional now.
Right.
I don't.
Look, what does he say? What does he tell us, Brucey, right now about the right? What do they want? What do they want, Brucey? Hole in one.
Dude,
Yep.
I have two in par threes that I don't count.
I'll take it.
And
I'll take one,
I'll,
Brucey.
I'll take it. I'll go take it at Pop Strokes, bro.
Well, I got one. I got my first hole in one on the 18-hole putting course, the real green, the real grass at Horseshoe Bay. Osman
Yeah.
filmed it, right? Like, I mean, like, hey, that counts. I got the ball. I got every. I really don't
Hey,
have that.
so for the people who don't know, Sergio, where's your golf course located? Because I know it's in where's it at?
Columbus.
Columbus, right? That's
yeah,
where it's at. So
so
that's off of I-10 somewhere, right?
so off I-10 heading to the Houston area. We're
There you
in
go.
Columbus, Texas. We're about an hour away from Katy, an hour and a half
Ooh.
plus from Houston proper. Most of our, I say about 80% of our membership are Houstonians, or however you want to call them.
Is there okay? So I'm gonna read some comments here. A last question right here for you. Is there any, like, I guess we know at Briggs Ranch and the Dormy Network, right? You can't live within 80 miles of the facility and be a member. Do y'all have like some sort of strict regulations that like that at your club?
No, one of the reasons, no, we don't. As a matter of fact, there's some houses going up in the property, which members are buying into. But we don't have any restrictions as far as like how far you need to live, because we have maybe about 5% of our membership are considered locals, meaning that they live or have a house in Columbus, LaGrange, Giddings, like all these like little areas around you know,
Schulenburg.
Schulenburg. So we got about 5% of our membership that are like locals.
Do you see how he threw in Lagrange, because that's where Sergio had.
That's what.
See, like, I mean, he's got to make it
Hey,
seem like it's just
so
down
what
the
is
street.
Lagrange
No,
famous
no.
for?
But
Does
we
Lagrange
have
have the snake?
one member.
Does Lagrange have that little snake route? I remember going to
Yes,
Brian College Station and right?
we call it. Well, I think you're thinking about a different one, but we do have the bluff, because back in the day you couldn't get between Austin and Houston without going through LaGrange before the bypass was built and before the other
Right.
highway. So yes, there's a small bypass there's a small road that kind of snakes out, and we call it the bluff.
There you go.
So right here, we got some great comments, guys. Before we get into Sergio's golf journey, right here, Mike Gomez Adams, right there. Let's go, baby. Gomez Adams, right there. Jordan Calendar. Damn, he shushed y'all. Hey, he shushed y'all. I was like, this
And I
man
was
is,
like, I can't hear.
he's already in trouble. Look right there, Mike Kirk. Mike Kirk, only Verizon iPhones. There you go, Brucey. Hey, you said it right there.
T-Mobile.
Look, Nick Martin, dang, gave Brucey the Matumbo to start. No,
Not in my house.
Hey, no.
No.
Right here, Gomez Adams again. Charge the AirPods. And right here, look. Oh, okay, right there. Mike Kirk, why haven't we had a FOREBROS event there? Hint, hint. And Jordan Calendar.
I really want to go play at Mission de Lagos now.
I know, bro. Jordan
Okay.
Calendar, great question, Mike. Oh, right there. Hey, look. Okay, so we have an issue, right? Going to some of these country clubs, guys don't want to pay the credit card fee.
And I mean, if they don't want to pay the credit card fee, I don't think they want to pay the $250 guest fee that we have either.
Exactly. Oof.
Hey, but Brucey, on a side note, they got canned Gatorade.
Ooh, like the
Hey.
old days, bro.
Yeah, no, we have it on their we have it in conference stations. They're so really cool. One of the cool things about the course is that you go out 9 and then you come back. You don't head on back to the clubhouse, and that's a pretty signature move from Chet Williams, our designer, one of many. and halfway we have this building called the Eagle's Nest, which is our halfway house.
Badass.
Incredible building.
Badass.
And halfway, I call them quarterway houses. We call them comfort stations. We have, all the snacks that you can imagine: canned Gatorades, Pellegrinos, and just any healthy snack that you can think of.
Bruce, you heard that he said
Lost get
healthy.
healthy.
He said
You lost get healthy, bro.
so Sergio, let's get into some golf, bro. I know
Yep.
knowing you for years. I mean, man, you know what? You're here, you're there. Take us through, dude. Take us through where everything kind of started off. I know we've always you've said, we've heard you say constantly, like, you love it there, like you feel like you're home. Hey, this could be the last stop, and take us where it all started, brother.
So I grew up in Mexico. I grew up in a place called San Gil in the state of Querétaro, Mexico, which is central Mexico. And I grew up in a just basically in the non-existent middle class that in that country, which is pretty unique. Typically, in the middle class, you either hang out with lower or above, and we were lucky enough to live in a gated community. The closest town was 10 minutes away. We used to commute to go to school 30 minutes to the city of Querétaro. And at the time, my dad was a very skilled tennis player. During a summer clinic, and back then, this country club, tennis was like the main social sport. Like, part of the big budget used to go to the tennis, even though it had a magnificent course. But like all the social events, everything was happening around tennis. And I was supposed to be in a summer clinic, a junior summer clinic, and the head professional for tennis kicked me out of the clinic to give a wealthier kid my spot. So my dad, with his very cool, calm, collected temper, told the pro that he was going to regret it. So that same day, he went and got a lesson with the golf pro. He got hooked, and then he took all his friends into the game. He introduced me to the game, and then from that point on, that place became a golf club more than it was a tennis club. So that's how I got introduced to the game, out of spite from my father, for the coach giving my spot to a wealthier kid.
So I mean, and you hear that, and that's gotta be some motivation right there, dude. That's gotta be some freaking motivation right there, bro. I mean, I mean, okay. So Brucey and I, we're from 361 area, and we're
Yes,
from
sir.
South
Yes,
Texas.
sir.
We're little dudes. Chip. I live with this chip on the shoulder, like, call me Quasimodo back here. It's like I
Call
live
me the
with,
Hunchback of
I,
Notre
I
Dame.
I live with the chip on my shoulder. So what did that do for you? Just with just your dad saying, starting your golfing career off, like your golfing, life off like that.
It's I really didn't know about that till like years later. I mean, I probably started playing around 9, 10 years old, so I really didn't understood what that meant. But I know that my father also grown playing soccer, and him and his brothers were really, 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 really good. That they got to be in the reserve teams for like professional soccer teams in Mexico. I wasn't good at soccer at all. I mean, I can hold my weight, but I wasn't really good. And it was funny because the moment that golf club was put in my hands, just like things make sense, like life made sense. Like, it was like an instant connection to the game. It was like it was there. So it was not so much that I had a chip in my shoulder because of what was done to me without understanding it. It was more about finding a sport or a discipline that made sense to me for the first time, and in my youth. Not getting made in the soccer teams, to being cut, being on the bench, to finally like having something where I was able to develop myself, as an athlete in a better way. So that's what it kind of did for me. And I excel in the game, rather quickly. I had a really good coach. His name was Enrique Cerda. The Sternas in Mexico have a long-standing tradition of golf. And the pro's kid, his name was Enrique. We were the same age, and we grew up competing against each other. We grew up developing each other as players, and we used to, we have the U.S. Kids, we have the AJGA, we have the STPGA, we have all these like tours. Like, shout out to Ray Garza for doing the fantastic On Par junior tour. It's pretty awesome that he's doing that. But in Mexico, we had our own junior tour, and this tour was by sections. Like on my section was like Central Zone in Mexico, where when the tournament season was done, every other weekend we were traveling from country club to country club in different states to go play 36 hole events. We'll go spend the weekend. Um, and the cool, part of that experience that I really enjoyed is that, usually if we were going to Leon or Morelia or all these other places, we get to stay at, at someone else's house, like another member's house, at their, with families, and they would take us, shuttle us, and whenever they came over to us, we would host people. Uh, this is how I actually developed a very strong friendship with Lorena Ochoa throughout my youth. Me and her were the same class, we're the same age. And if I was going to Guadalajara, we would stay with her. She'd come over to St. Gil. She'd stay with us. So that was a really cool experience, getting to grow up in competitive golf at a very young age, and a very well organized tour.
So okay, so let me ask you that, right? Like, is that like the normal like route that a Mexican golfer would take at that time? Like, I mean, because you hear stories of people having nothing, right? And then you hear, for people that don't know, like the Abe Answer side, right? Like, I mean, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
They weren't hurting for money, right? They weren't hurting for money, you know what? And you had an in at the country club. Like, I guess, were those the only golfers that were making it through, that were making it out? Was the country club golfer in Mexico?
Yes, and no. For example, right now you have two Mexican kiddos up in UTSA golf, Joshua Hung, and I think he's like Korean and Mexican.
Yeah, I
And
was worried about that. Like, I was like
Crazy,
this,
right?
right? I saw him and I
no,
was
no,
like
hey,
this.
no,
Hey,
hey, I played when I was in Mexico a couple years ago. I played with him a bunch. He's a phenomenal kid. He's an awesome dude. He hits the ball a mile. But that's it, it, more players today are coming. They start in that tour and they start getting exposure to colleges in the U.S. So that's like the one route. But then you have other players like El Camarón, who is the winningest Mexican player in Mexico's golf history, that started from nothing. He started as a caddy. It was really cool. It was pretty cool to get to know him, to befriend him, to play a bunch with him. Uh, we hosted a tournament at his club, and this guy shot 9 under, and he missed like 30 putts. It was incredible.
Dang,
Um,
9 under, bro.
yeah, yeah. He actually.
Wow.
So cool thing about him, El Camarón. He actually beat Wyndham Clark in a KFT event in the playoff. So this is the kind of
Dang.
guy who.
So he's a
Yeah,
big
this is
boy.
kind of guy. He's a big
Yeah.
boy. I'm telling you, like he is such a humble person. But he is one of the few players that had made it, into the tour from the Mexican heritage, that came from absolutely nothing. You have Victor Regalado, another one of them. Esteban Toledo, another one, right? Esteban Toledo was even not even a golfer; he was a boxer for most of his life. So there's a very few that started as caddies and then somehow managed to find, with the hunger that they have, a place where they were able to transcend and make the jump over to, like, tours in the US.
Yeah. So
So
what
it's a
about
little it's a little
Abraham
bit of
Answer?
both.
Like, where does Abraham Answer fall like in any of this?
you
So
missed it, Brucey. You
I
missed
don't know.
it. You missed it, Brucey.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
sorry.
man.
I don't know Abraham's story very well, so I don't want to speculate or
No,
comment on
no,
that.
but that's what I was saying. It was kind of like, I'm not gonna say he didn't grind. That's not
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. But it
Yeah,
was something very similar, because he did have means to country club in Mexico. He did
yeah,
come
yeah.
from
Yeah.
Mexican
Okay,
country club golf. But
yeah.
uh,
So he
so
didn't come from like the humble side of stuff.
well, I
No,
mean,
I don't think he did. It's just, but then again, it's just, it's really hard to tell because, as I said earlier, like there's no middle class in Mexico.
Yeah.
And in that the very small pocket that does exist, you usually have the ambition to go forward and to go up, right?
Right.
And just kind of like what happened to me, and probably what happened to them, but I just really don't. I don't know his story as well, like as I know
Right.
Camaron's, because Camaron is a good friend of mine, and I got to listen from him and his brother how he started, and I got to see the
Yeah.
place where he started playing. Like this guy used to
Man,
take
that's
like
crazy.
rebar. They used to take he used to take rebar, right? They used to bend it to make a golf club, and he would take the inside of a bicycle tire, and wrap it around. That'd be his grip. So those are the kind of stories that just kind
Yeah,
of like
it's
I
like
fell in love
Wow.
with.
it's you hear stuff like that, and then like those are the people that had the real calluses, right? Like
Yep.
my
Yeah.
daughters are over here like, Dad, you have calluses, and I said, Hey, Daddy works hard. Daddy works hard, baby. Daddy works hard,
Stop,
and I'm
Andy.
over here like,
Yeah.
Stop.
yeah, working hard on the golf course. You know
Hey,
what I mean? Like,
Sergio,
Yeah.
I call Andy Manos de Celas, which means like he has soft hands and he
I
don't
know
like
what
men's
that
activity.
means.
but you know
Yeah.
what? But you know what? You have to be proud of it. You have to be proud of it.
Okay. You have to own it. You
Yeah,
have to own it.
absolutely. And because then you also have like the story, for example, of Robert Lebrija, Bob Lebrija. He played for Oregon. He came from an extremely wealthy family in Mexico. Got scholarship to the U.S. Started playing in the Mexican tour. Got a couple starts in the Asian tour, and for this next season, he's got full status in the Asian tour. But this guy hits the ball. Just when I play with him, I think I outdrove his 3-wood like twice the whole day.
Dang, that's
It
because
was
you hit like a pretty good long ball too.
it was insane. We're in this par five, and he hits the stupid 3-wood. I hit my driver. I have 260 out. He's got 240 out. I hit a 4-iron into the green, and this guy hits a 6-iron from 220 like it's nothing. It just launches the ball.
It's Brucey. It's a technology. This is what happens when you have the newest technology. You don't have to swing so hard. You don't have to swing so
Oh
hard.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. I'm like 10 years back, bro.
No,
15
but
years
you
back.
know what? But it's comfortable. Like it was a good time
Yeah,
10 years
yeah, it
ago.
is. Yeah, yeah. I said
Right?
the burner
Yeah.
2.0s.
It's a good club, man. My dad has those.
Oversized, oversized,
Right here.
oversized.
Got some great comments right here. Christian Rodriguez, Sergio the man.
And
Right there,
that's my
Sergio.
boy,
Right here.
Yep.
Christian.
John Tejeda, what's up, fellas? Wait, I thought Brucey got the axe. No, he's back. No, we said
Ooh.
he's getting axe like deodorant axe. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
that's what we meant. Right here. And
So,
Jeremiah Sierra, Brucey and Sergio need to hug.
virtual hug,
Jeremiah, really, bro? Why do you
virtual
gotta bring that stuff up, bro?
virtual air hug.
Right there. You send him an e-card. An e-card. It's all good
Yeah.
right there. So, you know what? Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We have Sergio Meneses right here on the show tonight. Forebro. I guess he's like Forebro alumni, right, Bruce? He's Forebro
Alum, dude.
alumni,
He's
right?
like founding. Yeah,
Now,
alum.
Yep.
is once a Forebro, always a Forebro, right? I mean, you got to
Yep.
get
Yeah.
kicked out. You got to get kicked out in order to be like
Yeah.
a real
And
Forebro.
But dude,
I
but
got
he's the
kicked
one
out.
who took the handicap system to the next level because it was like everywhere. Sergio. I don't. I know it's handicap. Your handicap is not about this, dude. But I remember when you came in, like you made the Excel format. You kind of made everybody, and then you started with the little comments, like, "Hey, he needs to do this. He needs to do
See,
that."
hey,
Now
he won't let it
EJ's
go.
doing it, and it's like funny,
Brucey,
bro.
we're in 2026, Brucey. You said you were gonna
Okay,
New year,
better you.
new
New
year,
year.
new me.
New year.
sorry, bro.
So we
I'm
talked.
still
So
at 22.
he's still living in what is it in 2016 with his
Yeah,
clutch.
Sergio's like, bro, you haven't gone down. Nope.
Okay, oh, that's another story. So Sergio, you talk about you know what these Mexican up and coming players, and golf is so freaking hot right now with NIL in college, and you know what you have these programs that have been plucking from you know what Europeans, South Africans. Mexican, Latin American country, and now that's kind of like this is like the norm, right? I guess what was it this past year? You had a historical black college, right, an HBCU with no African American players winning the NCAA title, right, in their division, right? Winning the PGA Golf Works with no African Americans on their team, right? And so it's like
Yep.
it's something that's been going on for years. and now it's kind of like the norm, right? It's like you know what, it's the norm right now. You know, the United States kids are kind of fighting to kind of get recognized, and you said you spoke in regards to Ray Garza about you know what, doing the Lord's work, doing a great job running the junior tour. Now, as you're on the come up right now, what do you think is maybe the biggest thing that kind of holds back, you know, what, some of the Mexican players, you know, what, from making and taking that next step?
So I think that if you asked me that question about 10, 15 years ago, I think I would have said that it is that they miss home. I think that most people, just because how like Mexican families tend to be, I think that they always have like this calling to get back home as quickly as possible, and I think that would be the answer. But today, I don't think that I feel it just. There's so much talent in Mexico right now because I got to see it in the Mexican tour. Christian Rodriguez, he caddies part time over at the Covey. Ran him, met him through some friends, and he's going out. He's playing the Mexican tour right now. So I'm like, hey, dude, go talk to these guys, go meet these people. Like all these guys are my friends. Like you need to align your goals with theirs because these guys are like professionals that are pounding it day in and day out. So I think it's golf is getting harder. It's getting harder to get on tour. But I think that as far as the Mexican player, for what is able to see in the last few years, I think that mentality has changed, where they're like hungrier and they're trying to make it. I mean, there's some example I just talked about Bob that he just made it to in the Asian tour. He's got all the talent in the world. I have no question that if he wants to go play in a professional tour in the U.S., he's going to make it because he's been a professional for less than 2 years, but he is going to make it. Then you have this other guy, Santiago de la Fuente from Guadalajara, also just incredible player. 2 years ago, he played all the majors except the PGA Championship. And the talent's there, and it continues to grow. I think that in the next couple of years, we're going to see players that have impact in the golf's larger stages, which is whether LIV or the PGA. I think that it's coming.
And I believe you, and plus you see it because you get. I mean, you know what? I don't know. Is it knowledge, right? Public knowledge that what the Covey is going to be hosting coming up here soon, right? Like in regards
Yeah,
to
it is. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. We publish it. We're going to be holding the Big 12 championship next year.
yes, bro. Okay,
That's
so
awesome, bro.
so and not only so Brucey Chet Williams, the course designer, he's the one who redid Corpus Christi Country Club. He's the
Yeah,
one
I know
that
because I remember you talking about him all the time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
You
and
talk about that.
and such a great dude. You have a great story. He has a great story there at the Covey that you told us when we played with you, and beautiful story. And a little. I mean, it's heartbreak as well, but I couldn't be happier for you and for Chet Williams and the Covey because Chet does some amazing work, man.
Me and Chad are buddies now. We're pretty good friends. He's fluent in Spanish.
I know he likes that Latin spice, dude. He's all
Yeah,
he
he's
likes some
fluent in
Latino.
Spanish.
Fajitas,
I got
Fajitas.
fajitas.
I had the chance to go to Pinehurst with him, and it's the
I
mind
know.
of a golf architect.
Stop. Show's over,
Is
bro.
is
Stop.
unreal.
I know.
And and
I'm
and
like,
and and,
dang.
and not only, I mean, because again, you know what, I got to play. Well, he was on and off in our group with my dad and I. My dad playing at the course that he caddied when he was a teen, and we got to replay the renovation there in Corpus Christi Country Club. And Chet was hurt that day, so he was just driving around, which was freaking beautiful. It was amazing. Such a great dude. I'm happy for all the success that y'all are having. Let's get back to your story. All right. Let's talk about high school. Right. We had junior golf. You know what? Let's talk about how
Yep.
you some of the struggles and that you had in as you came to high school in the U.S.
So I said what I was. I grew up in. I grew up in Mexico, but I was born in the U.S. I was born in San Diego, and somewhere in the late '90s, my family decided to move back to the States. And by the time that we moved to the States, I was I didn't know how to speak English very well. I mean, I'm still learning every day. Um, so, and this is how I remember the story. Okay, when we moved to the U.S., we moved to the Chula Vista area, at this area called East Lake, which back when we did, there was absolutely nothing, past that towards Otay Lakes, and this, kind of brand new high school they had opened. It's called, East Lake High School. So we get to the U.S. and I'm the age of a junior in high school. And the beginning of the year, because I was not proficient in English, they put me in the ESL part of campus. ESL stands for English
No.
as Second Language. So what was interesting about this place, and again, it's just how I remember it, it was completely secluded from the regular campus, and I was with the criminals. That's no other way to
Damn.
put it.
Thugs.
There's no other way to put it. And when you were in the ESL, you couldn't participate in any sports. So I remember mom and dad just like asking for me to get transferred over to be able to give me a chance to be in the campus, because obviously English I would have done terrible, but like math and science, all those classes I would have been able to hold, my weight and get tutorships, but they just would just not allow us to do, and that mainly was because of my proficiency in English at the time. But I stayed active in golf, and the our house was on the golf course, and it's the same golf course with a high school practice. So I was playing there and practicing all the time. Just they didn't put the clubs down, and the I remember seeing the high school there one day, and I'm hitting golf balls, and the coach approached me, and I'm like, "¿Qué? No habla? I no speak no English?"
Shit.
And my
I'm
good
like this. I'm
friend,
like Brucey. I'm like this. What does that mean?
I know,
I
right?
was yeah.
Is that the letter K?
It was like me. It was like me and Landa.
No habla. No entiendes.
Like,
No, no entiendes.
right?
We're like this. No, no,
Okay.
no. You don't speak. You're redheaded ass. You don't speak New English. Like you don't speak Spanish. Don't start your shit.
And um, but one of the guys who turned out to be one of my best friends, Harvey. From Sonora, who was going to school in the U.S. He translated for me, and just kind of I that same day I went out the course with the team. I beat everybody but my friend Harvey, and magically within a few days we get the phone call like they're putting me on the Aurora campus. Now I cannot confirm or deny that was the coach making the call, asking them to get me over, so I can play the golf team. But it did feel that way. It felt that way that I was moved into
Look at
that.
him, dude. Look at him, dude. He's
I
hey.
know.
He
Yeah.
can't. He can't. He doesn't want to take a stance. You don't want to take a stance. It's
Yeah.
classified, right? It's classified.
But suddenly, I find myself in the regular campus and eligible to play in the golf team. There was this older high school called Bonita, which was rivals, became instant rivals with us. They had a couple of good players, and they wanted me in the golf team. And both years, my junior and my senior year in high school, I made state both times.
Bro, okay.
Dang.
So when
Imagine if he would have started sooner, right? Like, can you imagine?
so you told me when I went out there to play several times in San Diego, you said you lived
Yeah.
there. I thought it was because of like military. Like I thought
Yeah.
you were never stationed there.
I was never stationed there.
Bro,
My
like
folks still live out there.
you're talking to me like bro, he's giving me course recommendations like, and I'm thinking, oh, I mean, but I guess it's what is it? Camp Pendleton, right? Is Marines or whatever
Yeah.
there in Oceanside,
Marines.
right?
Yeah, Marines.
Yeah, Marines.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm thinking this guy, like, oh, it's military. This guy's got to be there. He's like, no, like I just lived there, like freaking badass,
Yeah.
man. We got some great comments right here, brother. Right here, EJ. Efren Izquierda right here. Don't shortchange yourself, Sergio. I've seen you hit a 3-wood 270 to 3 feet from the pin.
Damn. Where was that at, bro?
We're gonna ask Yip Kip. We're gonna ask Yip Strickler to make sure that this guy's handicap is
Yeah,
exact.
his
Let me have-
potential.
yeah.
It's his potential. His potential.
Right here. Mike Ayala. Look, Mike Ayala. Please bring. Oh, like bring Osman back, please.
Wow, dude. All right,
He's
Mike. I see how it
malito.
is, bro.
He's sick.
He is right here, bro. Paul Sharp. Happy New Year, Sergio.
Thank you, Paul. Back to you, brother.
Okay, again, right here, Mike Ayala. Longhorns versus Sooners. Who wins?
Stop, dude. So yeah, I'm still mad that one of our players went over there, dude. Living something, dude, left us to go over there.
Okay, man. Okay, for those of y'all
No,
that
show
don't,
the other one. Show the other one. And then
no.
Paul Sharp.
Okay, for those of y'all that don't know why the Longhorns versus Sooners is that Brucey is a Walmart Longhorn fan, right? He's got his Walmart degree from. It's probably up on the wall, right?
Ross. It's the
from
Ross
UT.
special. It's the Ross special, bro.
And Sergio, we'll get there, but actually went to OU, right? And so we get back. We're playing at Gateway, and take us through it, Brucey. I know you remember it like it was
Dude,
yesterday.
I let Sergio because, dude.
No, okay.
Okay, so
There
my
it is.
thing is, bro. So my thing is that again, like I love the banter, right? Like like Andy got me corrupted, bro. Andy's corrupt me so bad to where like I'm the guy that I just like to kind of just like shoot the shits, talk the shits, do whatever. So I don't know.
Get there, bro.
Like,
Get there.
Oh, Sergio was with his son. And we get to Gateway, and it was like the whole like.
Okay, I'll get there. I'll say it. I'll say it right here. Brucey starts
say it.
chirping Sergio. Brucey starts talking shit. Brucey starts talking shit, and Sergio snapped. Sergio, you snapped at him, and it got like really uncomfortable. And I'm over here like, yes, this is what I've been waiting. Like, and then people get mad at me. They're like, you didn't get your boy Brucey's back, and I said, for what? He's a grown ass man. I was like, Sergio went to OU. Brucey went to Coastal Bend Community College. You know what I mean? Like,
Palo Alto. It's Palo Alto, bro.
no, you know what I said? I said, if people talk shit about UTSA, man, hey, I'll stand up. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna stand up very, very high, but I said, man, I'll throw chingazos for it. And you talk about Salina, hey, I'm gonna throw chingazos about it too.
the trade center.
No.
But no, dude. But what I meant, you see, I didn't meant to go all into.
Nah, okay, stop.
Was that in the comments? In the comments, he put, "We're gonna host the Big 12," right? And then that's when Mike put, "Who's gonna win, the Longhorns or the Sooners?" Then Paul comments, "Wrong conference, buddy." That's what I was trying to get at. That's the whole debacle.
I wanted people to be aware of it. All right, I wanted people to be aware of it. All right. Yes, there you go. It is wrong conference because it's the SEC, right? Okay. Look. All right, and right here, I got a new one right here. Mike Gomez. In regards to Landa, fireball. All right, they bust us with a bottle at Landa, at Fireball, right? And this dude takes off, man. This dude takes off the back door with a whole bottle of freaking Fireball, dude.
Damn.
Hey, I wasn't moving as fast as Maya was.
Maya couldn't. Maya
when Maya runs, he looks like a silverback.
Look, Paul Sharp. I wasn't aware Brucey got checked. Oh yeah, he did, man. You know what?
Paul, stop.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's not even a team right now, bro.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's like last year's stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Andy, why do you got to bring that stuff up, bro?
It's all about context.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we talk about it. All right. You make the back to your story, right? You make the high school team. You start tearing it up. You go to state. Does the English get better throughout time?
It does get better, and I think that one of the things that I used to do, I will hang out with non-Spanish speakers for the most part. And the reason why is because living in California, you can probably go your entire life without learning English because you can communicate out there. So I made it a point to be able to communicate with other people. And I know to this day, when people understand me, they say, "What?" Mm-hmm. And then I go and try to explain myself a little bit different, a little bit differently. I think for the first 5 years of my marriage with my wife, Megan, anytime I was having a conversation in the group and they didn't get me, they were just like, look at her. It's just like, yeah, I'm fluent, Sergio. He said this,
Can you give us the closed caption?
Sergio
will talk to this, you give the closed caption.
My wife was, my wife, not as much anymore, but for many years she She would translate
The
for me.
trans, the tra-
She would translate my English to better English.
you would be, what is it? The SAP available, right? The SAP button is available, whatever, right? You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she did it. But yeah, I mean, eventually it got better. I mean, my job in the military was communications. That's the core part of it. So I eventually needed to learn how to communicate and communicate efficiently.
Yeah. Hey, what made you pick the Air Force, Sergio? Like, what made you made that final decision on the Air Force?
Okay, hold
So
on, hold
Oh,
on,
go
hold
ahead.
on,
Sorry.
Sergio.
So, can you
No,
talk
no,
about?
no,
Okay,
no,
go ahead.
no. To piggyback,
yeah,
great question, Brucey. But to piggyback, kind of
yeah,
like before that, what led you to the military, and then we'll go
Okay, well,
into
there you go.
it.
Good question, Andy. Good
You
question.
know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
so both good questions, and good
Two
question,
part question.
Brucey. I the so after high school, and a fail attempt at college, a fail attempt of like playing professionally in my younger years. So you need, I feel that you need like three elements to be successful in professional golf. You have to have the means, you have to have the maturity, and you have to have the skill. Right? All those three things like need to be there for you to make it. And it always felt like I was short of one of them. Throughout my life, I always felt like I was short of it. And speaking, in my late teens, early 20s, I did not have the maturity to go to school. I did not have the maturity to go to college, and it showed. So I started working at a hotel downtown San Diego as a bellman slash driver. Drove limos on the side. It was a kind of fun job. Had cash in my pocket every day from tips, and I was really going into like this like downward spiral in my life. I was kind of self-destructing, and I needed a change. I had there's this guy that I work with. He was from El Salvador. His name was Victor. He he said to me, it's like, hey, I'm not. He's like, I'm 40 years old. Do you want to be doing this job at my age? And just kind of that hit me. And I said, no. And I said, you have a month to quit. Go find something else. Go back to school. Go do something else. And this guy was a little bit of a father figure to me. So I really took that to heart. And that's kind of trying finding avenues to just, and I knew I needed to get out of my house. I knew I needed to start like living on my own. And that's kind of what led me to a little bit into the military. And I knew that I didn't want to go into the Navy or the Marines because the presence of San Diego was just like so
Yeah.
abundant. I knew that I didn't want to be in the Army, so just kind of left the Air Force at that point. And I went to the recruiter. I asked him what was the worst thing that's ever happened to him in his military career. And he sent some bullshit answer. But then at that point, I was like, okay, sign me up. Just like that, cold turkey. And I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no idea where I was going to go. I had no idea about basic training or what job I was going to hold. I came in the military as open general, which, in the Air Force is probably one of the worst things you can do because you'll probably end up being an Air Force cop at, checking IDs at the gate, which, glad there's people willing to do that job. It's not the job that I wanted to do. So I shipped up to Lackland, going through basic training and some guys that were recruiting for the special warfare, like my side, what I did, and like, hey, you just have to get swim 500 meters, run, do so many pull-ups, push-ups, pass it, flat physical, and then you can come be a trainee for us. And I was like, oh, I can get out of this boot camp stuff. Yeah, sure, sign me up. So I did pass this, and
Could you do it? Could you pass it now?
uh,
Oh shoot!
not actually not today.
But was your
I get,
ASVAB score like high because you got to have a good ASVAB score to get you into some of these certain jobs,
no,
correct?
we
I didn't
my
get a high
career.
enough ASVAB to pick
So
what I wanted, so I just left it alone.
the
So
career
you got a
field that I was
chance.
part of, the career field I was part of, that basically you're branded for life. It was called TACP. Um, we, as a career field, we are some of the smartest dumb people in the planet.
Oh shoot!
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I know you pretty
You
well.
see
That
it?
makes sense. I get it.
So it's just like it is crazy how like we recruit the same kind of personality because if you meet other TACPs, you're basically talking to the same person, like the same idiosyncrasies, same qualities. It's just very, very, very similar. Just some TACPs go in one way, some go another. But at the end of the day, it was where I ended up, and I ended up probably in the best career field for me because we are encouraged to we were encouraged from the beginning to question everything. We were encouraged to question authority. Um, because as a young airman, a young TAC-P, I was in charge of, calling air support. And as an E3, E4, many times I had to tell a full bird colonel, lieutenant colonel, no, that's not the way to go.
Ooh,
So
wow,
that,
that's tough.
learning how to say no without saying no, it was a very important part of our skill set. The dropping the bombs, returning fire, all the weapons training, that was easy. But like being able to say no, that was kind of like the important thing of our
Yeah.
job that you develop. Because I know for a fact that if I would have ended up in any other career field, they would have kicked me out in like a month.
Sergio, hearing you talk about your job in the military, you know, I mean, shows nothing is OB,
Yes, sir.
and I hope you feel comfortable enough. I mean, to kind of to go into it a little bit if you can, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Do you have like some do you have nightmares in regards to like what your
Making these
job
calls.
what your job entailed in having a lot of that responsibility and making doing your job
Yeah.
doing your duty.
So I am diagnosed with PTSD. Um, and it wasn't until like the end of my career where I finally got, I had the courage to go get diagnosed with it. I mean, everybody knew that I had it. My wife, my kids, like everybody knew, like they knew that I had it. I just kind of was like resisting the idea of having it. I think that at that point when I got diagnosed, it was, I was already pretty good friends with Maya, and Maya was a really good mentor and guide for me during those times. Tell me like, hey, bro, like you need to go do this. You need to get on medicine. Like you need to, like it's for your family. And he was the one that kind of encouraged me to go seek a little bit better help. Part of my diagnosis is so I got sleep apnea, nightmare, and insomnia, and PTSD. But the thing about the PTSD for me is not so much about the things that I did downrange. I am not ashamed of any of the stuff that I did. I am very comfortable with all the engagements I had during combat. I think that what gets me the most is that from time to time is survivor's guilt. That's kind of what just gets me a lot. That it's always that question, it's like, why did I make it?
Well, bro, or what everyone's got a purpose, and I'm
Yeah.
sure Brucey and I always talk about our faith, and oh man, I'm happy you're here, brother. I'm happy you're here, and
Yes,
I'm happy
sir.
you're here on here
Yeah.
telling us your story, brother. It means a lot to me.
And, it's kind of going to to the point. Um, and the first part of my training was over at Medina Annex, which is on the side of Lackland. Now it's called Chapman Annex. And on the weekends, me and my teammates got to go out play Gateway Hills a lot, right? So we got a chance to that place, Gateway Hills, would always have a very it has a secure pod in my heart because that's kind of like my introduction to golf in my military career, and with some of my friends, some of my old teammates who are no longer with us, um, that I got to spend that time. And I remember when I moved towards the end of my career, I think I came back from my last deployment in 2018, and I think Megan said like, we're done with this. You need to find a non-deployable job. Like this is not good for our kids, not good for our family. Like we need to finish our career somewhere else.
She sounds
So
pretty
that's when I
smart,
applied.
man. Like you need to keep this
Yeah.
one, right? You need to keep.
Yeah.
That's a keeper.
Wives are smart, Sergio. Wives know
I,
better, bro.
I,
He only
I,
said that for a reason.
I'm gonna say this. My wife is an incredible, smart, strong, independent woman with a huge lapse of judgment when she married me.
Hey, that's the only one wrong
Right. See
decision she
that you
made.
know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I said what? I said, man, this again with my wife. I said, damn, you're a fucking dog. You're smart. You're a biology super freak. What the fuck are you doing with me? I was like, hey, got you.
Yeah,
I got
She
hey,
thought she could fix you, bro. That's what it was. She
yeah.
thought she could
yeah.
fix you.
So when we get the job and we arrived to San Antonio in like summer of 2019, around that time, I remember going to Gateway Hills, and Adrian wasn't really interested in golf out there, but he wanted to spend time with me, and we were playing the Gateway Hills, and it just didn't hit me. I think we were in hole, what is it, 18, 17, 16. I think we were hole 15, and then taps started playing.
Oh,
And as a kid, as Aiden's a military kid, knew exactly what to do. Just kind of stood attention, took his head off, put his hand over his heart, and it just at that point it just kind of hit me that I was sharing a moment with my son, and I had teammates that I spend time in there who's not able to spend that time with their kids anymore, right? So it was like a very powerful thing to me at that time, because also, I mean, I can go back a little bit on golf in the military, but jumping forward at that point, I had reprogrammed myself to enjoy golf, meaning that it was no longer a competition. I just needed to be in the golf course because it became my safe place. It became my place of enjoyment. And just having that moment at that point with my son, it just kind of settled that for me, that how important this game is for me. Um, because when I came home from my first deployment in 2005, I think I went in around 2003. Took almost a year to finish training, and I got sent to my first study station up there. I was qualified, and within months, I was on my way by myself to Afghanistan. Um, and while I was there, I asked my mom and dad to send me some. I told my dad, I say, go to a pawn shop, find the oldest blades you can find, put new grips on, and just send me some golf balls. And in my downtime, we're in this place called Firebase Cobra, which no longer exists, obviously. But we were the first American presence in the Uruzgan province in Afghanistan. There was like pretty violent place. Um, we were completely austere. We didn't have showers. We didn't get a hot meal. We were eating MREs for months and out. Uh,
what was your favorite
well,
MRE?
Ooh.
the chili one. Um,
Chili. Wow.
yeah.
I was gonna say, was it the cheeseburger macaroni? Or was it?
No,
It's like the
chili
hamburger
and
helper one.
the chicken tetrazzini was the best one. Um,
Dude, I've never had an MRE.
well, but here's the thing, because I was because I had to carry so much equipment for the radios and all that stuff, and we were going in like week long missions where either walking or we were like getting inserted via helo. I had to watch the weight, food wise and water wise, that I put in my rock, so it didn't go over 80 pounds. Um, so I had to pick, we get our MRE box, and I just grab like the highest calorie food that I could grab, so I can just kind of make up my calories as I was going and be able to survive in those very austere conditions. Um, and in my downtime, I would spend just hitting golf balls off the hard pan out there. Just and
Maybe you're the one that started all the combat because you shanked one, right?
Right?
Because you hooked the you hooked,
He
hey,
no,
hits it off,
no,
bro.
no,
He
no.
hits it off, and
hey,
then we're like,
I overcooked it a little bit. I overcooked that one right here. I turned it over a little bit.
No, but
Sergio,
no.
I want to read a couple of comments, bro. I want to read a couple of comments right here, man. Got some great stuff right here, man. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in and chiming in to our boy
Hey,
Sergio Meneses right here, assistant golf professional. Daniel Salas, saludos.
that's that's my boy. He works at the Covey too.
that was good, Andy. You rode the S and everything, bro.
Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm flowing. I'm feeling good right here.
Okay.
Esteban, what's up, bros? Who's this guy talking? Esteban, bro, did you see him? He was at the suite, bro. For man, he's an Ohio
Bro,
State fan now. Hey, he's an Ohio
there you
State
go.
fan now. You know,
Oof.
I know. Right here, right here. I got Michael Gomez, Jeremiah, Father of the Year award winner. Right here, Rudy Jaimes. Thank you for your service, Sergio. And no, I don't want to play golf at the Big Easy.
He has to show up to more FOREBROS
Right
events,
here,
bro.
right here. Esteban again. Thanks for sharing, Sergio. Great stuff, brother. You know, great stuff, man. I'm
Yeah.
so thankful to have you on. We always talk about on the show, right? You know, the show is an extension of like the golf course, right? When we can't be at the course, Brucey and I can't always be there. So you know what, you
Oh
live on the
no.
golf course. Like Brucey and I can't always be there.
Yeah.
So you know what, we're on the course right now. We're in the cart together. This is our tea
Yep.
time. You know, this is our threesome right here, and we're catching up, man, and catching up like we never left, man, and I appreciate it, man, and we all appreciate it right here. Last one, John Tejeda, MRE, country captain chicken with the cheese. Right here, dude. Right, you know good stuff, Sergio. Good stuff, man. All right, back to you know, hitting some golf balls out there, and I want you to go into. I know we jumped the gun. I know we jumped the gun a little
Yeah.
bit, but I want you to go into that military golf because
Yeah.
and it's but you're proving the power of sports, the power of golf. You know, like it's just
It,
it's healing. It heals, man. Go for it,
it,
brother.
Yeah.
it really is. You know, I was telling you, like I just spend like some of my downtime hitting golf balls, and um, we had an ANA and Afghan army, you know, attached to us, and I was teaching them how to hit. I was teaching them how to swing at the golf club,
Was he
and I will
doing it
never
like Brucey
forget.
likes to get taught? Were you behind him and it's all in the
Rock
hips?
it, rock the hits, rock
It
the
was,
hits.
think about it. Thinking back about it, it's probably like one of my hardest lessons that I ever taught because I couldn't communicate with the guys, so it was all hand
Yeah.
gestures.
I
But I will never ever forget. We turned. The place was so bad that we turned that base onto other groups of people that were able to handle the heat. And I was in the last helo out of that place. I was in the last one, and I remember looking down and looking out the window, just take a one more gander at the base. And I looked down, and the guys that I because I gave them the balls and I gave them the clubs, the guys that I taught because they came out with me a couple of times, and they're trying to hit the balls at each other.
Hey, run! Bah!
I was like, I'll never ever forget that. Um, but as I make it back home, I was stationed in Hawaii at the time. Uh,
Oh,
I
rough
remember,
life, rough life.
I
yeah,
know, right?
I, I remember landing, and my entire family was waiting for their mom, dad, and my sisters were waiting for me over there, and they were waiting for me at the airport with brand new bag, brand new clubs, brand new everything.
Where were they?
Dang.
What was it?
And
What kind of clubs were
uh,
they?
they're, I think they're Mizuno P33s.
I, dude,
Uh,
hey, nothing feels like a Mizuno, bro. Nothing
yeah,
feels like a
so
PXG.
yep.
Thing.
Oh, shit.
Uh, it was like Bookie Wedges, Scotty Cameron, I think the Cleveland
Dang,
uh,
bro.
Yeah, hey,
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 I'm about to
Cleveland
go
driver.
serve right
I
now,
was,
bro.
yeah, I was, was brand new, but just I had no idea they were going to be waiting for me with that. And then
I'm really crying now. I'm really crying now.
the very next morning, me and my dad go out to the course and base, Mamala Bay, and that was the first time in probably 9 months that I smelled like fresh cut grass, and it was a feeling that's just kind of hard. Yeah, I've been trying to chase that feeling since then, just like that, that excitement, that emotion to be able to play in a golf course again it seemed like it was like the first time that I was ever playing golf, and um, what I shot is irrelevant. I know that I broke 80 with that playing for 9 months because the experience that I was having there with my father was pretty powerful, and um, my parents gave me the financial aid or the financial means to be able for me to focus on golf What I didn't know at the time, obviously, that I was, that I had PTSD from that deployment, and golf was a way to kind of that was helping me deal with those things because some of my buddies, they got in trouble, they got kicked out, they were not able to handle the pressure, you know, no to no fault of their own. Everybody's wired differently. Maybe did not have the outlet. Maybe they were not lucky enough to have the outlet that I had and the dedication to it because I would get off of work in the single and I would go to the range and just smash golf while still my hands were bleeding. I kind of at that point I still wanted to get out and take a second stab at playing professional golf. Um, and that was my entire world. Then on Saturday mornings I play with a group that teed off at 7, and on Sundays I would play with all the professionals from the island. And when you show up to that group, you had to have like $300-400 in cash to play because the bets would get pretty freaking serious. So you eventually, I say about playing for money, you eventually get tired of like losing, right? And especially losing like big amounts like that. So I had to show up to all these outings, events, tournaments at my best, which was the perfect outlet that I needed to stay focused on something else other than my work. It's just like, because when you're deployed, you're in duty 24/7, right? It doesn't matter. Like you're doing missions at night, you wake up, you have all this downtime, you don't know what to do, right? Well, when you're back in the stateside, you got your work, and then what are you going to do with the rest of the day? So I occupied it with golf. To play that. I really enjoy playing with all the guys, some of this old crusty pros that, in Hawaii, because that's when I learned not to trust an old guy with a 20-year-old putter and a brand new driver. That's the guy. That's the guy you don't want to trust because, I was hitting it like 50 yards, 50, 60 yards past them, but they were just like little dinky drive, little dinky shot in the green, one putt, and over and over and over, and just get tired. You get tired. Like these guys just taking your money. So I had to, up my game, and that's what kind of pushed my competitive edge at that point. Um, I won the base championship in Mamala Bay one year, and in the field we had Tat Fujikawa. Tat Fujikawa is a professional golfer, and he became the youngest player to play in the U.S. Open since Francis we met.
Good old Francis.
Yep.
Good old Francis.
So
we
it was,
met.
I played with a bunch of him when he was a teenager, and that same U.S. Open qualifier that he qualified, I was in it. We both got whooped by Michelle Wee in that same. I didn't get to know Michelle personally a lot, but I was taking lessons from a guy over Kalina who was certified by David Ledbetter, and he was the only one that was authorized to. He was the only one authorized to kind of adjust Michelle in training sessions without Ledbetter present. So this guy was my coach. So I spent a lot of time in the range,
bro.
I spent a lot of time in the range next to Michelle Wee, and that's like I said, she was when we played that U.S. Open qualifier, she was in the group behind me, and man, that's one of the first times that just the kind of gallery made me nervous because in that first tee, I mean, they know she's coming, and I've got like 150 people trying to watch me to hit this drive with number one in Turtle Bay, and it's a pretty difficult tee shot. So I felt like, oops, am I in the right place?
Where'd it go? Where'd you hit it?
Oh, I fucking smoked it.
See, look at this guy, dude.
Hey, I was like waiting to see like if he shanked it or something. Nah, he smoked it.
No.
So
I played well in that event. I mean,
no one doubts you, right, Brucey? We do not doubt you. We do not doubt you.
Yeah.
And
Andy would have said he smoked it. I would have been.
yeah, okay, hey, it's a fish story, right? Like it's like
I know,
it's
right?
like it went
Gotta
here and
fish this
here.
thing, bro.
So
yeah.
you talk about putting putting your time and effort into golf, right? And for people that might not know, I've said it time and time again. I will always say it. In 2018, when I started the podcast, I started. One of the reasons was because of my dad, right? because he came home from Vietnam, and I think without him knowing it, he played golf once a week with his brothers, and I think that was his form of therapy. I think that
Yeah.
was one thing that helped him because his battalion was the Walking Dead. He was one of the guys that made it back that maybe shouldn't have, and I think he still does this day, man. This dude is a grinder, man. Fairway Ed, pinche Fairway Ed. He's still out there
11
grinding,
wood.
and
11 wood.
yeah, hey, 11 wood, hey, 150. You think it's 11? I said 11 what? 11 wood, chingao, 11 wood. And so you know what? I understand it, and for people that might not know, Brucey can tell you this. We play with a lot of veterans and a lot of retired veterans, and you know what it is. Golf is it's a form of therapy, and the next question I have for you is, were you that guy that when you saw the bag, we'd be like, you didn't even get me fit for this stuff. Like, is it tailored to
Yeah.
my specs? Like, hey, thanks, but I mean, I want to get
Is it
fitted.
stiff or regular? I'm an extra stiff, right? Why does it have
Yeah.
senior flex?
Nah, I don't judge people's bags because I know what works for
Hey, go
somebody
look at
doesn't work
mine,
for
bro.
the
Go
other
look at
person.
mine.
No, I'm joking, man. I'm messing with you, bro. But like, that'd be like this. It's kind of like I'm like, really, like, I need to get fitted. Like, fit me, like, fit me
Yeah.
for it.
See now, but
Right.
on the reels, man. Like when Sergio was talking about him and his son, and then him and his father, dude. Sometimes what I fail to understand is that sometimes I don't appreciate the game for what it does for me. Right? My mind is so competitive that I want to win so much that sometimes, like, I'll give a prime example. Andy's like, "Hey, if you're gonna be out there, take some pictures, shoot some videos, some promos." Dude, I forget because my mind is just so locked in. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I'm an average golfer. What is locked into me, right? Like, I'm gonna go shoot a 92, but I was locked in. So I'm like, you know what, dude? Enjoy the time that you have. Enjoy these moments because, dude, they're priceless, right? Like, be grateful that you're at the golf course during the week, if at that, you know what I mean? So sometimes when I was hearing you, and I golf with my nephew because my nephew's doing the same thing. He's playing varsity golf, wants to go do some other stuff. And when we're out the golf course, I'm trying to like beat him. We're trying to beat each other. That I'm not being grateful that I'm out here spending time with him, playing golf. Like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it hit me in a way to where Arnold appreciate the time that you're out there because at any moment it could be taken away, right? I could get injured. I could do something that I can't play the game that I love. So stop being so competitive, or be competitive to a certain level to where you don't miss the
So
game for what it's giving you back.
I don't think that, for all the years that I served FOREBROS and I played with FOREBROS, I don't think that, during those years anybody got to see like my real competitive side. Like, nobody did because it was not there. Um, During all that time, that was playing in a pretty high level over in Hawaii and traveling to play. You know, I got to play in they don't have it anymore, but it's called the ESPN Two Man Challenge. I won the sectional, won the regional with a friend of mine. We went to Vegas to play in the tournament. I was playing
Where
at a
did you
very,
play?
we play Royal Links. I don't think that
Yeah, the
course is there
Yeah,
anymore.
Royal Links, like the
It is.
the British style open, right?
Yeah.
The best holes from
Yeah.
each course. Yeah,
That and Valley High.
Valley High, oh, right there off
So
the
those
strip.
are two
Yeah.
courses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to have the clip because they took several clips of me and my partner taking shots during those those events. So I used to have, and I don't know what happened to them. But I was at a high level. I was very competitive. I was always like very intense when I was playing. And at some point, after I married Megan, um, I had to find a balance. I had to make a decision. Am I going to am I going to get out to try this again? Or am I going to stay and make a career out of this? And then if I'm going to stay and make a career, I need to put that first, not golf, because I was putting golf first always, then my job. But now that I had a different interest, which was my wife, my family, then, I think that you can be two things at once, but not three. So I could be a good I could be a good husband. I could be a good, a good airman, if you want to call it that. But that didn't allow me to be a good competitive golfer, right? You can be, so that's the way that I felt about it for many years. So I quit golf for several years. I felt that I had to focus on my career. They dangled a very lucrative pre-enlistment bonus, and I wanted to, just wanted to do right by, by my dudes and by my wife, and then my kids. And when we got stationed in Vegas, again, like PTSD, symptoms and anger issues. My wife, one day, she put the clubs in my car, and then she's like, "You're not coming home till you go hit some golf balls. So don't bother showing up to the house until you do that."
Does she have a sister?
Yes, she does. And
Babe, I'm leaving
because,
you.
because my wife, my wife came from a golf. My wife plays golf. My wife came from a golfing family, so she kind of understood.
So
And
she understood.
you know,
Yeah.
I went to the range, and that was one session, and then two sessions, three sessions, and then I kept going. And at that point, I realized that I had to completely reprogram myself about golf. That I had to like stop being so competitive and just what you were saying, Brucey. Just enjoy, be grateful for being there, be grateful for just being able to spend like 4 hours outside with your friends, being able that you get to do a little bit of physical exercise, just enjoy the game for what it was. And that just had like a very deep, profound impact on me, and being able to just turn off that competitive side that I needed, but I suppressed for many years because I wanted to I wanted to be the guy people wanted to play with, because we all know
Yeah.
those guys that just take it so serious that you don't want to be around them, right?
Yeah, we know
So
him. He's right. He's
I,
he's here. He's
Sorry,
here.
bro.
He's here with us.
Sorry,
He's here
bro.
with us.
and
It
to the
go for it, Sergio. Go for it, brother. Keep going. I'm
it
sorry, man.
just to the point where like I didn't play any tournaments. I didn't keep score. And if I felt like my round was going well, I would like take a second shot, do a second shot at the fairway on purpose, just so I knew that my score didn't count, right? Kind of like sabotage those rounds that even though if I was like
Uh-huh.
doing well, I didn't want to. And I started, kind of moving forward a little bit when I get stationed in San Antonio. I met a really good friend of mine, Mike Barolio, that um, we would hit golf balls together. We would play a little together. This is before FOREBROS, and I just remember him like being competitive and trying to beat me, and that just like, okay, I'm going to practice and try a little harder because I want to respect you. I want to respect your effort.
I
You
want to
know,
respect. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
you
Like,
know.
I'm gonna respect your peasant effort. Like
I
that.
I
want to
know,
respect.
right?
No, I want to respect your effort because if you do get to beat me, I want it to be meaningful, not just
Yeah. Not one
not
of
just
those
like
like I wasn't playing my best golf,
I wasn't
or
playing my best, right? So and
it
that's
didn't
kind of
really
like
matter. Yeah.
where I started, like kind of like, okay, hold on a second, I can be competitive and I can also have fun in the course. So that's more like the balance, like when to start balancing the sheets a little bit better.
Right.
In my golf performance, it was about just like trying to find that balance. And like I said, nobody in FOREBROS like really got to see me with my fangs out playing, intensely and
Ay,
focused.
ah.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
hey, Andy, that's not what Zach Acuff says. Just kidding, man.
Bro. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you. So I was the first before I was the first four bros you ever played with. All right.
Mhm.
So me and Sergio connect from the podcast, right?
Right.
He tells me to come on out to GCT, right? And we go on out and we play 9 holes. And I'm like, man, I can whoop this dude's ass. I was like this. You know what? He's over here like chunking shots, shanking, and whatever. And I'm just like, I got him.
I could take.
I got him. He's got a son out there. And I said, I don't want. You don't want to show anybody up in front of their kid. I mean, it's just
Right,
I
right,
don't
right,
want to
right.
do that. I'm a man of integrity. I got and I'm like, and then later on, Sergio gets hooked up with the guys or everything, and then I find out that this dude's a fucking beast, and I'm like,
A player.
I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I was like, I'm glad I didn't
So,
like try to bet him or anything that day. Like, fuck,
yeah.
man, he would have tore me a new one, dude. But
I
I was like,
know.
I
And knowing
remember
Andy,
telling.
bro, you would
I
have put
remember
your foot in
telling
your mouth and
I
trying to do
remember telling
something.
Maya,
Like, hey,
I said, I guess he's kind of like me. I mean, he's got a nice swing, but I mean, it's like me. We're about the same. We're about the same handicap.
stop, bro. And now you're hitting from a tee box in front.
Right here, look, Mike Gomez right here, Pinche Gomez Adams. Dang, Chris Jones said. Chris Jones, he said you were light work. Jonesy,
Love you, Chris.
tell us, bro. All right, so right
Yeah.
here. So you know what we're talking about? We're talking about the golf. You know it. Now the family gets involved, and that's where things. I think for a lot of us, that have families, we try to find the balance, right? You talk about your wife,
Yeah.
coming from a golfing family, knowing maybe not you don't know what you need, but she knows what you need, right? And I think that's the best part about our women. They always know what's best for us, right? And it's very similar. Coming from my wife comes from a coaching family. Her dad 30 something years in the game, and I think that's why the marriage has only lasted as well as it is. Like if I marry somebody else, the marriage doesn't last. Being a coach, being a teacher, it probably doesn't last, right? And my wife knows I need this. She knows I need FOREBROS. She knows I need the golf. I need something to deal with the stresses of being in an industry that's really tough. And you're in an industry that nobody wants to be a golf pro anymore. Nobody would. The golf pro and the pro shop pro, those guys, they're dying. It's a dying breed. It's a dying industry on that side.
And like, why do you say that,
I,
Andy? Like, what made you say that, or where does that come from?
Well, it comes from a good buddy of mine, Matt Janella, right? He did a story. He did a story a couple years ago about the PGA pro, the teaching pro, the pro shop pro.
Are you
Schools are
saying because of social media and
no,
there's
no, no,
more
no. I'm just
there's
I'm
more
just saying
outlets?
that's
Okay.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking about society, right? I'm talking about
Okay.
where we
Society.
are as a society. Uh, golf golf schools are getting closed down when they were giving degrees out. Incarnate Ward had an amazing management program. It was at the Republic. Republic's no more.
Yeah.
The program's no more. They used to have turf school at San Antonio colleges, St. Philip's. It's a different industry. It's an industry that
Okay.
Sergio's on that side. Sergio could tell us.
I feel that was true several years ago, but not today. Um, I think that so just now being in the business and uh, being so involved with the section, being involved in the industry, just the networking that I've been doing. Um, I have learned that becoming a fully licensed PGA professional was very difficult. Nowadays is very, I don't want to say very easy, but it's not as challenging. And that's because there's a demand, since COVID hit,
There's a
golf,
need. There
just
is a
golf
need. There
took
is a
off.
need.
Golf is
So
hot, dude. Yeah.
now we need all these places, all these courses popping all over the place. There's a lot of jobs out there, and good paying jobs. Like the days of a golf professional working 6 days a week or working it's like 7 days a week from open to close, like those days are gone. Like I think nowadays, when I speak from the private courses only, the salaries for the assistants and the head professionals and the directors of golf are they're lucrative. Like people can make a living, a very decent living off these jobs of the private courses. So I think that nowadays, right now, I think like the hottest thing is women professionals. I think there's a big emphasis on getting
There's a need,
a lot
right?
of
There's a need.
a lot of need of female PGA, professionals. So that's the way that at least it's presented to us through like our section meetings and events that the jobs are on the up and up, and we are encouraged to be fully licensed and to get all our work done. And this is the way that I describe the PGA PGM program. It's a degree. There's no way. There's no other way to do it. You're doing all the coursework. You're doing all the classes. You're doing, tests, and you have to do books, and you have to go to seminars. So you're just basically getting a degree in professional golf management. So that's the way that it is nowadays. And I'm going to the books. And my goal is to finish this year so I can be a PGA member by the end of this year. And I decided when I made the switch to this, I said, this is my career. this is my profession now. So in order for me to be a professional, I have to get my PGA certification, and that's what I'm shooting to do.
That's
So right here,
awesome.
I got a great comment that I'll bring up right here. Thank you so much, Casey Carnes. What's up, my bro? Casey Carnes, right there. He must have been. His ears must be burning because I was at the chiropractor today and speaking with Dr. Miller. Hey, we're big fans of Casey Carnes.
What's up,
Casey,
Casey?
yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about him. Casey Carnes, CC, right there. We'll bring up his comment here in a bit. And the reason I say that is because, and I'm sure Sergio, why it's like kind of like coaching, and they're kind of parallels. Like we're always looking for female coaches because it's just like a female golfer as well. What does the female golfer want to do, Brucey? They want to have a family. They want to have
Yep.
kids. They don't want to put in the late hours. And you know what?
Exactly.
And the good ones, I think they have a niche. They have something. The good ones
Yeah.
that are in the sections. You have Ashley out at the Hyatt, who like I mean she's a beast. She's a rock star. Just hired Annabelle Reyna out there, and you know what? Olivia Anderson is out there in South Carolina doing some great things. Out, you know what? So it's like there is a need, and I can see that, right?
Yeah.
And you're right, Sergio. I would say like maybe a couple years back it was different, right? It was different, and now
Yep.
you know what the COVID. And you know what? And you need the professionals. Everybody, but the thing is too, Brucey, as to why it was down is because everybody wants to be the TikTok, the YouTube swing
Yeah.
coach.
As I'm
You know
saying,
that
social media like
that's where
changed the game a lot too.
that's where it is too. But it's also helped it because golf is hot. You got to play somewhere, right?
Yeah. It is.
I got Casey Carnes right here with a great comment. I think it depends on where you're at club wise, and golf is hot, and you have those people that don't mind the municipal sector, right? And then you
Right.
have
Right.
the private sector, and which obviously Sergio, you're loving the private sector, am I right?
Oh, of course, you
Yeah,
have to love that presence.
and that's absolutely true. Like just with the friendships that I made, not only here in Texas but in Florida, that I hear, guys who are assistants or head professionals at private courses that they get offered being director of golf at municipals, and they're also enjoying it. And for me, you know, why did I decide to become a golf professional? Well, I fought it for years because I felt that it was going to tarnish my relationship with the game. Like I felt that it was going to just, this is my place. This is what just kind of gets me going. This is what gives me purpose. Obviously outside of my family and other things, but this is like a very important part of my life. Do you really want to make a job out of it? And it was Chris Jones. I think that I didn't want to teach, and Chris Jones was like, "Dude, if you're not teaching, you're being selfish. Like you're not giving
Oh, you're not
to the
sharing your gift. You're
world.
not
Like
sharing your gift,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
you're
sure.
not you're
Yeah,
not sharing it." And
like give me
I
a talent.
remember that just like hitting me like really hard, and because I was over here at Lagrange, just like trading lessons for beer money, and
Is that it? Is that all it takes?
Mhm.
yeah, so that's what I took. And I heard about the Covey, and I called. I got the phone number from the head pro, Paul Brewer, and I remember calling like, "Hey, Mr. Brewer, my name is Sergio Meneses. Just cold cut, cold call." It's like, I am, I'm interested in going to working out for you guys. It's a golf teaching professional, and he's like, "Yeah, send me your resume." So I was like, "Holy shit! Like, how do I put like 20, senior leader in the military? Like, how do I put 20 years of military leadership, 1 year of corporate, being in charge of a corporate work, being the CEO of a company, and apply for like an entry line, baseline entry line job, which is the
Right.
assistance? Like, how do I put that into words?" So it's like, all right, whatever. And I was like,
Yeah.
I put it together, sent it to them. It took a little while to get me an interview, and I remember going to my interview that I had for the job, thinking like, "Hey, good luck trying. Good luck if those guys convince me to come work here. Good luck." And I had the first part of the interview, and it went awesome. And then Paul takes me out to the course and shows me the course, and I just melted. I just flop like a pancake. Uh, but just as much as I want to give a shout out to Chris, I also want to give a shout to Bo at GCT and Ruben from AG, from the trail, because I reach out to both of those guys to say, can you take a look at my resume and do you mind talking to me for like a
Tweak it
bit
up a little
Yeah.
bit, or
about
like look
Damn.
into, yeah,
what this is?
overlook it. Yeah.
And I think that I was on the phone with Bo for almost an hour. And he has his views about the PGA program, but having been a GM for a
He's
place
an
like that for many
he's
years,
an F&B guy. He's got a different view, different set of
he's got
eyes.
different. But just getting the time to talk to Bo, that he took the time to just like give me his insight and his opinions, and willingly, like I said, like, okay, I'm very thankful about that because I've never been outwardly in my life.
Yeah.
So when they at the end of the interview, I was like, okay, just send me. I told Casey Russell, which is director of golf at the Covey, by one of my supervisors. I was like, hey, just send me, give me a, give me an offer, please, on email with my duties, and it's like, we're gonna offer you this much an hour. I had to like start like doing math on my phone to like figure out how much that was because I had no
Hey,
no
hey,
idea.
Brucey was like,
I know,
Yeah,
right?
if
I
I
was
round
like,
off, if I round off,
So do
Brucey's
you
got an
pay
app.
during lunch or you don't pay lunch?
I was like, okay, this is this is good, and and coming from my background, having been a head of an organization and being a senior leader in the military, what I was looking for is just like good mentors. And like I said, Paul Brewer, the head professional, is, spent many years at Champions with the Burke family. Casey Russell, one of the best players in the state. He's a fantastic director of golf. I love working for him. And then we have our general manager, Ricky Lyons, who is, who sits as secretary on the SDPGA. He's been doing, he's been a member for
Man,
about
you got a
18
good
years.
end right there, dude. You
I
know,
know, bro.
I absolutely do. And I have like these three guys, just that have my best interest, in mind, and they get to mentor me every day how to be a good golf professional, right? So like that was is I just landed on the right place with the right people, and think like having those three guys, teaching me the ropes, like helping me grow, helping me progress, it's invaluable. And that's all I was looking for. And I wanted to teach. I do most of the instruction at the Covey, um, but it's not as much as I thought I was going to be doing. It's
Right.
so
Hey, so like, what do you think sold your interview? Like when you're in your interview,
oh,
it's like,
Brucey,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
gosh dang it, go for it, Brucey. No, you go,
No, no,
no,
because I'm just saying
no,
because
no,
okay,
go.
because look at as he's talking, what I'm hearing is that he came from leadership roles, and then you're gonna go to an assistant, right? So sometimes if I'm giving an interview, I would look like, hey, is this guy gonna be good at taking orders, at being as not the guy? And then again, your background was there, but like, you didn't have a lot of history saying that I've taught before, I've done this. So what do you think sold your interview,
Before that,
if you could
before
So
say
that,
that?
before that, Sergio,
okay.
before that, I envision, this is what I'm gonna say, Brucey. I envision it being like a Wolf of Wall Street, like a Jordan Belfort kind of thing. You said it right. You said it like it's like, can I interest you in a
It's
very in a pro
oh
golf pro
yeah,
at a very entry level with massive high potential? You know what I mean?
right, yeah. Or sell me this pig,
Yeah.
right?
I was like that's what I see it as. I see it as a Wolf of
Yeah.
Wall Street type of thing.
So I know that it was Ricky who, because I think that that issue, Casey and Paul were looking at it. Casey and Paul were looking at that issue like, hey, where do we put this guy, right? Like, what do we do? What do we do with him? And then Ricky, I think, I'm paraphrasing here. He said, I think he was like, hey, do you see any golf professionals growing out of trees in Columbus, Texas?
That's
Right?
funny, dude.
He's like, hire the guy and we're gonna figure it out. So it was
There you
Ricky
go.
who kind of convinced the
Helped
guys
you,
to
yeah, helped you there. Yeah, there you
to
go.
to trust it to to get the offer, get the interview, get the job, and I think I think I would have had a harder time, just like what Casey Carn said. I don't think I would have been as happy in a public course, because I need those daily interactions that I have with our membership. Like I need that recognition, that member recognition that I have with them, that rapport, those relationships that I'm building with our membership, that, I feel being genuine. I think that our owner, Mr. Brown, uh, we're capping our memberships at 300, no more. And I think that Mr. Brown has done a really good job, just like bringing, down to earth people to our course. So it is, when I say it's a pleasure working there, I mean it, because there hasn't, in the 8 months that I've been there hasn't been a day that I haven't showed up to work with a smile and then left work with a bigger one, regardless of the day. Um, and that's a lot, because sure, we have to do like inventories, and every single job you have like
Yeah,
BS you have to
definitely.
deal
Yeah.
with. It's just, this is not nirvana. But I think that it's like the relationships that I have with the members are what just kind of made me give me that fulfillment. Very similar to FOREBROS, right? That I used to love, being the first one, the course, setting up everything up, greeting everybody, getting everybody to their cars, like having that, you know, those relationships with people is what kind of is making this very, very enjoyable for me. And,
For real.
I I hope the magic never ends, and I think it is my responsibility to keep the magic alive for as long as I want to do this, because I absolutely see myself doing this for the next 20 years. I
That's
fell in
awesome,
love with
bro.
the industry. I fell in love with the job. I found my place, and I'm pretty happy that I made this transition. That I not ever. I mean, you tell a 10-year-old me that I was going to be an assistant, number one golf course in Texas, I was like, "You're out of your mind. I don't want to do that." And
Right,
now I'm
dude.
absolutely
And when you
proud
have
to
the
do that.
passion for it, it's not even a job
Yeah.
anymore. It's just this is what I just love to
See,
do. So
I
I'll
just
do it for free if I could.
see. I have that passion for teaching and coaching. I just need the money to come along with it.
Yeah.
And Sergio, okay, but you and I know. Okay, you know what? I love you, brother. That's all fine and dandy, right? Your reasoning behind it and your why, right? But you and I both know there's a bigger why. There's a bigger why, and there's a bigger motivation you have for making sure you see this job through. Not that I'm not saying it doesn't give you fulfillment. That's don't think that that's what I'm saying, and I hope you don't take it that way. But there's you know what I'm saying you're good. It's a little selfish too in this career you love because you have somebody at home that you have somebody there in your house that you want to make sure you give him the same
The
Yeah.
shot
opportunities.
your
Yep,
dad gave
the
you.
opportunities.
I think that, yeah, and that's my son Adrian. He is turning out to be a phenomenal player. This He is the one that kind of rekindle my competitive spirit out on the golf course, especially in tournaments. And he, when we talk about, when I said earlier about like the three things that you need to be, successful or be able to hold your weight in professional golf is, it's, talent,
Finances.
maturity,
Yeah.
and the means to do it. Right. Yeah. I'm not hurting. I get paid well, but I have my retirement. I have my disability that it's kind of my, that I do okay in that sector. Megan's working, but being in the industry, I have the ability to give him all the tools that maybe I didn't have, right? Getting him in the right sort of clubs, getting him the right equipment, him having the ability just to come over and work, to work with me, put him to work when he shows up, put him like with, outside services, getting all the cars prep and stuff. But he gets to practice a world-class facility. And I just want him to have all the tools that he is going to need to be successful. And the one thing that I like the most about his mentality in this, about talking potentially, playing professionally in the future, he's like, I think I can do this job. He doesn't call it, it's not a calling to him. It's not
Yeah.
like a dream. It's like I think I can do this job. So
Yeah.
He's
I'm
Get free
invincible right now.
golf.
He's invincible.
Yeah, dude.
He's playing soccer right now,
uh,
bro. Yeah, give him a break. He's playing soccer right now, bro.
no, and that too. And I love how I love how competitive he is. It drives me a little bit nuts at times because sometimes I just want to go and just smack the ball, and he's just like, no, we're gonna play hard all the time. Um, I'm really
How old is he?
excited
How old is he,
to.
Sergio?
He is 14.
Oh, okay.
He is 14 and flying at 260 right now.
Right here. We got some great comments right here. Uh, A-Rod right here, baby. Anthony Rodriguez, bro. That was straight out of Jerry Maguire. You're going to make me cry. You're going to make him cry like me. A-Rod, you're just hopping on, A-Rod. We've already been there. We've cried several times. We're here,
Yep.
bro.
Hey,
You know how nothing
if
is
you don't
OB
cry,
works,
it's
bro.
not real,
That's it,
bro.
right? It don't mean nothing right here.
Yep.
Charlie right here, Charlie. And I need you to read this for me, Brucey. Translate right here.
Eso, Checo, saludos, carnal.
Right here, right here, Charlie. Adrian is a beast. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, dude can play, right? But again, it all goes back to my first impression of Sergio when I first met him, right, out at Golf Club of Texas. Adrian was acting like a freaking baby. He was crying. He was getting frustrated, right?
Jesse.
Yeah, he was getting frustrated out there.
It's too hot, Dad.
He was getting mad about his hitting the ball and stuff like that, right? And then Sergio was getting after his ass. Hey, pick up the ball. No, no, pick up the ball, right? And you know what? And then he was getting mad. Well, then we go play at River Place, right? With Chris Jones' course, right there in Austin, or right outside Austin. You know what? Hey, he was getting in a fuss because he wasn't playing sharp. He was spraying the ball here and there, and I'm over here I'm like, but I see it. And as a father, I'm like, man, it's pissing Sergio off, right? I'm watching
Yeah.
Sergio. I'm see Adrian. I'm watching Sergio, and Sergio's getting pissed off, and I'm over here like, yes, this is what you know me, Brucey. I'm like,
See,
this is what
Hey,
I
you
want.
need every competitive edge you can get, bro.
It didn't help. It didn't help. I ended up paying this motherfucker.
Dang.
and that's a funny thing that I kind of tell him just every day. Like, Adrian, everybody knows, including me, that you're gonna whoop my butt up and down with no mercy. Everybody but you knows this. It's just like, let it happen. It's going to happen. But again, every time
Well,
that we go play
when is it
together,
gonna happen, right? Yeah.
well, I think so. He's a freshman here in Lagrange.
Okay.
He is about to. I am really excited for him to start his golf season. He's going to be one of the strongest, if not the best player in the team.
The Grange is what,
And
3A, 4A?
I don't know what that means,
Oh,
but
okay.
yes.
He's from Mexico, bro. Like, give him. Give
Oh,
him.
okay. No, I'm just saying, like, because Texas has your
Yeah, I know. Yes,
classifications
but
on sports. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Brucey,
really
look it up,
don't.
Brucey.
Okay.
I really don't know how his season's going to start, but I know for a fact that by the end of the season he's going to be a beast. Because all the reps that he's going to get in tournament play, we're going to get him in a lot of the STPGA events. I'm not putting him in AJGA until he hits his junior year. So we're going to do 2 years of STPGA.
I'm excited.
If he gets good enough.
I'm excited.
If he gets good enough,
I'm excited.
we'll go Premier.
I'm excited to see because we've seen this kid grow up.
4A Division 2.
You know what? There you go. 4A Division 2. We've seen him grow up. We've seen him grow up. We've seen him grow into a man that likes to flaunt his wallet full of cash. And then Sergio's like, "Hey, do it again because they're gonna take it from you." I'm like, ah. I was like, man, what's going on here? I was like, I feel like I'm back home, baby. Get the belt. Get the belt.
Yeah, I just love his dedication to the game, how much he studies, and and just like every young player, he is impatient. Like, we're working on some changes, and he's like, "How does this look? How's this?" Like, dude, you haven't done the drill 100 times, so that's not enough. Like, if we want to make this change, you have to hit it like at least 1,000 times to for it to take place. And he gets frustrated. I get frustrated, but at the end of the day, I said to him like, "This is your journey. It's not mine. I'm
Mm.
gonna be along the way if you need support, but like, hey man, it's like you have to do this on your own. You have to figure this out by yourself. Like, yes, I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I'm your safety net, but it's your journey, man. Like, it's in your journey. It's going to be polar opposite of mine. I didn't
Yep.
have the means. I didn't have what you have to no fault of your own, right? To no fault of my own. It's just different. But I know that the recipe for success is that you have to figure out on your own. You will get the equipment, you'll get the lessons, you'll get the mentorship. But at the end of the day, when you get on first tee and hit that tee shot, it's only you, bud. It's you,
Yep.
nobody
Right here.
else.
Right here.
So yeah.
Yep.
Damn,
So
See, and
damn.
like, man, well, go ahead, Sergio. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, and like I said, I'm just really excited to. It's been really cool watching him develop. It's really cool watching him, just like gain speed and get control. And he he's able to hit the ball both ways. Sharp short game. It's just a matter of time where he's going to be able to put it together. And when he does, watch out. It's simple as that.
It is, dude, and you know it. It's fun. You know it. Like
Yeah.
I like being around him. He's like, you know what? Sergio says it too. He says, "Hey, Mr. Chris, Mr. Jeremiah, Mr. Andy," and I'm like this,
Mhm.
and I'm like this. Yeah, you call me Mr. Call me Mr. Andy, Adrian. Like, like I'm like last time I saw him. Yeah, you heard your dad. Call me
And
Mr. Call me Mr. Andy.
he's taller than me now.
Well, that's
Oh,
bro. Okay, well,
dang.
that's why I was pointing up because he's already
He's
been
taller
taller
than
than me.
me.
He was as tall. He was looking me straight in the eyes when we first met, Sergio.
Seventh grade.
So Brucey, as
Yeah, go ahead.
we hear Sergio talk about this stuff,
Hmm.
and it's freaking amazing, right? I mean, like we always talk about why we do this show. It's like I felt
Yeah,
like
exactly,
I knew
exactly.
I knew Sergio, but I didn't know you like I know you now, right? I
Yeah,
felt like I know you now, and you put it all out there, man. And man, I appreciate it, and it's freaking beautiful, bro. And I'm proud of you. And
hell
like I
yeah,
told you,
bro.
and I told you, when I text you, boy, you better text me back. I don't care what
Mhm.
it is,
Yeah.
because I love you, brother, and I'm proud of you. You're living your dream, and I know you're giving Adrian a shot. You're giving him a good chance. A good
Yeah.
chance that I know.
Opportunity, bro. It's an
Yeah,
opportunity,
it's
bro.
a
He's
good
giving him the
opportunity that
opportunity to
that
have
that it's
everything he
it's
needs.
his choice to take advantage of it, right?
Hmm.
Got some great questions right here. Got some great comments right here as we finish out. Right here, A Rod again. A Four Bros golf trip. A Rod, but yeah,
Ooh,
and that's because this A Rod's played everywhere. Like even
I know. Nothing's a surprise for him,
can you
bro.
get me on? I was like, A Rod, shut the hell up! Don't even start this shit, A Rod. Casey Carnes right here. State Mid-Am match play is there this year. Going to be fun.
Ooh.
Ooh, man, right there. Okay, Anthony Rodriguez right here. No, put him in AJGA ASAP if he's good enough. That's where the colleges look. And right here, Anthony Rodriguez. Yes, it's their journey, but sometimes they need a little push from the parents.
Yep.
Now, one more from him. Now you have to sign in with the NCAA recruiting portal. Google it. We just found out this year.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Um, I I think that because he came into the game a little bit late, that's kind of why I'm holding him back just a little bit, just so he learns to win at lower divisions. And by the most, what I want him is to have fun at the end of the day. Like
Hmm.
that's just I want him to not lose the love that he has for the game right now. And you know, the thing with AJGA is that there's world beaters. There's kids that have been playing all their life that just used to it, and the reality of it is that not a lot of those kids are making it on tour. They get burned out, get burned out.
They get burned out quick.
Um,
Yeah, they weren't
I'm
caught yet.
You ain't
we
lying,
develop a
brother.
good
You ain't
relation. I
lying.
develop a good relationship with the guys from Access Academy, Ben and Willman, and the guys out there, and you know what they told me is like, hey, just when he's ready, get him out there. So that's why, at least our plan right now is STPGA in high school. Uh, if he starts like grinding and just showing results, put him in the Premier Tour. and if he still continues to progress, just like throw him in the wolves for the last 2 years. I know that he will most likely get some offers, but what school is really going to be depending up to him on how he progresses. So
Right.
I agree with Anthony. I do give him the push that he needs from time to time, but I want him. He's been doing a really good job just managing things on his own and being independent.
That's
Damn, bro.
good, man.
I love it, bro. Sergio, thanks so much, bro, for sharing your story, bro. We're so freaking proud of you, brother. And
Yep.
we're always here, man. You know it, and everybody's always asking about you. And hey, man, it was great. It
Yeah.
was great to see you, bro. You know what? We had a lot of people
Hell
tune in
yeah,
tonight.
bro.
You know what? They
And
they,
and
they want to see
Sergio,
you, and they want to see how you're doing.
exactly, bro. And like I said, man, you and I have a lot in common, bro. Because in high school, I served in my Air Force ROTC, bro. So I know my Air Force. Hey, Andy, can I talk to my boy, please? Can I talk to my
Hey,
boy,
hey, your
Blue?
brother, your brother,
Come on, man.
hey, your fellow airman, your fellow airman,
Yeah, bro. Yes, bro.
your
So you
brother
know
in
what, dude?
arms.
Hey, yep, yep. So I went to Lackland. I did my pre basic there, dude. I'm just kidding. Nah, dude. Nah, like in all seriousness, man, I joke around a lot. I really do.
Oh,
But I no,
oh,
Andy, like, bro, dude, like what I feel that me and Andy
mm.
lacked, dude, is that we joke with a lot of veterans, dude. But I really do like that's one of my biggest regrets, Sergio. One of my biggest regrets, bro, was not at least giving my 4 years to my country, bro. Like honestly, bro, no bullshit. And I chickened out because I didn't get the ASVAB score that I wanted, right? And that wasn't gonna get the job that I wanted, and I chickened out. I did
Um,
my MEPS, I did everything, and right when I was about to fly out, I was like, nah, I'm not going, bro.
Sergio,
And to
Sergio,
this day, that was my biggest regret, bro. So
Sergio,
once again,
it's not your story. It's Brucey's story. It's it's
oh
it's,
yeah,
it's
no, but Sergio, but seriously, bro, dude, like, man, like I joke with you a lot, bro, but dude, I respect you a lot, bro. Like I said, I always thought you were a smart guy, bro. When you came in, bro, I was like, this is a smart guy, bro. And then again, we got to know each other a little bit better and everything like that, dude. But
I,
I'm glad that we
I'm smart
recovered
but
from
dumb.
everything, bro.
I'm smart,
Thank you,
but
Bruce.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, brothers.
yes,
Likewise.
sir.
If you allow me, I want to do a couple of shout outs.
go for it, brother.
Wait,
Again, hopefully Bo gets to see a little bit of this. I just want to, thank you, Bo, for taking the time to, talk to me as I was trying to make this transition to this profession. It really had an impact. Obviously, can't say enough good things about Chris Jones for encouraging me to start this journey. It was very important. To all the four bros, for allowing me to, be part of FOREBROS for as long as I did, and being able to, run the group for as long as I did, along with Maya, with you, with Charlie, one of the greatest experience that I had. Again, during that time, that gave me purpose. And I also want to give a shout out to our staff at the Big Easy. Brittany Martinez, he's my fellow assistant, my peer. Me and her just shoulder to shoulder, a lot of daily duties, and it's been really cool getting to know her. Steve Patton, PGA professional for 45 years. Learn a lot from the guy. It's awesome to talk to every day. And obviously, Casey Russell, Paul Brewer, and Ricky Lyons for just kind of taking a chance to allow me to be part of to be a part of the Big Easy team. I really feel at home at that place. To all, Danny, who commented over here, he's one of the dudes that works for me at the outside services. My outside services staff is amazing. We try to provide the best service in the state, since we're the best golf course in the state.
We the
So
best.
we're the best. So I'm really thankful that I found a place where they made me feel that I belong, which I'm going to hope to be there for many years to come.
Man, brother, thank you so much, brother. Like, just that's beautiful. Like, you know what? You have a home there. It's an amazing home. It's like a freaking mansion. It's like one of
mm-hmm.
those one in a million homes.
Hey, it's like Fresh Prince of Bel
Yeah.
Air, right, bro?
Yeah. Oh,
Up
yeah,
to
Uncle,
Bubba
yeah,
Dog,
Uncle
all the
Phil's.
praise, all the playground.
and I'm sorry. And obviously, thank you to PXG for kind of signing me mid-season, and I'm pretty happy to be part of the PXG team.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is it? Have you met Bob Parsons?
I have not been Parsons. I just they all the all the contracts happen in the beginning of the year. Um, I just know that PXG took a chance on a nobody and they signed me mid-season, which is unheard of. They took a chance on me, and I'm very thankful that they did. And I'm pretty happy to be part of the company and as a staffer for them.
All I know is if PXG clubs work as good as they do for you, for me, hey, Brucey, sign us up, right? Hey, we're in.
Sign us up, bro.
We're
I'll
in.
take your beginner set.
Hey, you know what? Brucey's got an in for the first responders to get the 50% off. Right? He's got an in. Right? He uses his veteran benefits more than Maya does. All right. Okay. He said he's got an appointment with the VA tomorrow too. Right here, right here. Last comment right here. Esteban right here. Thank you for your service, Brucey. That's all he wants to hear, guy. Thank you for your service, guy. Hey, Sergio, my brother, much love. Thank you so much, man, for taking us on a journey, bro. Taking us on a journey,
Sir.
bro.
Thank you, guys.
Brucey,
Thank you for having me.
before you got on, Brucey, I said, Sergio, can you make this 10 minutes? That's your window, and he goes, I can do it. I said,
Committed, bro. Committed.
my man, brother, thank you so much, dude, for being
Yes,
on
sir,
and
man.
sharing your story, brother. Freaking love you. I'm so proud of you. Hey, man, good. Hey, give Adrian my best regards, man, and kick ass this year, bro. I want him to kick ass and take names, and wish you nothing but much success, my man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me tell my story.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man. All right, brother. You have a good night, guys. That's Sergio Meneses, assistant pro out at the Covey, assistant golf professional out at the
Covey.
Covey at the Big Easy Ranch. Hey,
Columbus,
man.
Texas.
Hey,
Come on.
I know. Number one course, baby. Have a good night, my brother.
That was good stuff, bro. That was good stuff.
I know. I knew it was going to be long, right? I mean, I did, right?
Yeah.
You know, I got to look.
A-Rod.
A-Rod Seco, can he get you a media badge? A-Rod, shut the a lot of people didn't hear that story, bro. As we told Yep, bro. You know, it's like a lot of people hadn't heard
Yeah.
that story.
Yep.
Right here, look, Charles Rodriguez. Thank you, my brother. Hey, good luck to Christian out there, man. Hopefully Christian's doing well out there. I know he's touring. His son Christian Rodriguez, he's touring out there, and I know like in the Mexico or the Mexican tour, Latin America
Right.
tour. I hope Christian's doing well out there, my brother. Good luck to him.
Yes, sir.
A-Rod, shut the hell up right here. And and right here, A-Rod as well. Little A-Rod at the Air Force Academy playing for them next year.
That's awesome, bro.
I know,
That's
dude.
awesome. Dude.
Shoot, that's badass, dude. Even with a dad like A-Rod, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it
Yep.
right here.
Yep.
And in response to you saying, "I wish I would have enlisted,"
Hey, bro.
Brucey, stop,
bro.
man. Like, and I'm like this. Okay, and this is where it becomes the Brucey show. It's all about me.
Stop, wait,
It's all about
stop.
Charlie right there.
No, I'm just saying,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
I'm just saying, dude, that I could understand a lot of the stuff that Sergio was talking about, dude, because I was in Air Force, dude, ROTC, bro, dude. So I knew our song, the Air Force
hey,
song, and
dude, bro.
I wore the uniform.
Hey, you still have it, right, Brucey? It's still pressed, ready to go.
Hey, I got a Purple Heart and
Brucey, you got your uniform pressed and ready to go, right, bro?
yeah, it's still there, bro, dude. I was doing push-ups, dude, every football game.
Look at A-Rod. Look at PJ A-Rod right there.
I saw that, dude.
I called him today thinking he knew people out of the Dominion, and I'm like, yeah, just call the pro shop. You go to the website. I was like, I thought you knew people. Like, stop, bro. Like,
I know,
this
bro.
guy don't know nobody, dude. Right here, and right here, Charles Rodriguez. There you go. On to El Salvador next week. Hey, man, good luck to him, brother.
Central America.
Good luck to him, brother.
See,
Hey,
but
we're
it's
rooting for
true.
him,
Like
dude.
I was gonna
Good luck
ask
to him.
that, bro. Like, what's harder to make the tour, make a tour, or sustain the tour, bro?
Well,
like financially, because it's hard, bro.
So you know what, we've had several different, we and I myself have
several
had
pros,
interviewed several pros on here. One of the ones I've had, last year, David Harrison, UTSA Roadrunner, and I saw him last time I was out at TPC. I saw him out there. He was out there on the range. He's doing it in the Canadian tour, right? He's trying to make it. There's so many avenues where guys can make it, but it's always like make it into like a Monday qualifier, or like
Right.
they're all trying to, when they're on these smaller tours, they're trying to get what's their immediate goal for them is to try to get an invite or try to make it on the Corn Ferry Tour, right? Because if you can make it and get a bite to the Corn Ferry Tour, you can give yourself a shot of, hey, you can bring in some money, you can get views, you can maybe get sponsor exemptions. You're able to Monday qualify and things of that nature, right? Oh, RG's going to. RG's going to up there.
Where to?
Damn. Was it
Oh, RGO. Yeah, I saw that.
yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. And
Dang.
right there, El Salvador. Right there, dude. And Esteban,
Dang.
one more time. Good luck right here, Esteban. Good luck to Adrian this season.
Yep.
And so I appreciate it, bro. I mean, he did. I mean, he took us on a journey, dude, and I knew it was going to be long, and I'm hoping I thought we did him justice. I really did. We kept
I
it
thought so
light. I
too,
thought we
bro.
kept it light.
Yeah.
We're true to ourselves, to our show.
Hmm.
And what are your biggest takeaways, bro? From like, I guess, like, what's the one message or the one thing that you really took away from, besides being
Again,
being a brother in arms?
yeah. Being a brother in blue, bro.
That
Nah,
that's
dude, but
that,
seriously, man,
that's
like,
PD.
dude,
That's
when
PD, bro.
he said, like I said, I talked about it, bro. When he said about just enjoying it, because look at dude, he was gone, right?
What
He
have I
was
been telling you
overseas.
though? Didn't I tell you that? Haven't we had that
Yes,
talk
dude, but
recently?
again, it's and then okay, so there's two things, right? He told his son, dude, like, hey, you can have everything, right, bro? You can have the equipment, the training, the time, there's everything, bro. But it's always like you have it right here, bro. Like right, like practice makes perfect. We all know that, right, bro? But when it's crunch time, and A Rod was talking about it when he was on like on the show too, saying, bro, like when you're there, bro, like it's just you. Like you don't have people talking, or you don't have this. It's like, hey, dude, like this is what I was built for. This is what I was here for, and it's can you get your head in the right place, right? But again, it's just being grateful, bro. Appreciating the time, dude. Like it's, and I know you tell me all the time, right, bro? It's a time with your bros. It's a time with your bros, right? But then sometimes, dude, like you want to win, bro, right? You want to be like the guy,
Well, it's
but
it's Tiger.
it's just
You don't go out there to lose. You
yeah. Like
don't go
nobody
out there to
wants to say I'm
lose.
gonna go donate. Like I'll be real with you, bro. Dude, like my like sometimes like I'll be like shit, man. Like I got $200, right? Like, my golf for this week is $200. Shit, I'm gonna go play the Bandit, right? And it's like 150. Like, bro, I gotta win something, bro. Like, I'm out there to win. I can't just, okay, here's $150. Thank you for playing golf. I appreciate it. No, I want to win,
No,
bro. But again, it's
I
it's
agree with you,
how
GC.
it's how I hold myself out there, right, bro? Like again, there's a lot of competitive guys out there, but you probably don't see them pouting like I fucking pout, right? Like I'm there bitching and moaning.
I always say that, what, I think I told you this more recently, right? That
Right.
I'm trying my best to maybe enjoy the round, enjoy everything a little bit more, right? I'm trying to take in everything, like people always talk about it. Oh, you know what? How come you're not doing the swing stuff, or everybody's going to play a hole? And I said, that's just, I can. We have done it. We can.
Hmm.
I just don't. I'm not trying to stay in my lane. I just, you know what? I'm not a good golf. We are not good golfers. We love to golf. We love to
Yeah.
talk. We love to talk. I always say that. I said, hey, I'm
Oh
not a good
yeah.
golfer. I like to talk golf, right? I said, I like to talk golf. I don't play a lot of golf. I
Yeah.
like to talk golf, right?
Right.
And I just think it's as I'm getting older, as my kids are getting older, we had the Carricker Cup in late December, right before the new year, playing with the Torres family, plus Jake out there, which is an honorary Torres member. He's Uncle Eli, he's cousin Chris, he's my dad sometimes, and it's about where you are and who you're with,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that, enjoy that just a little bit more, right?
Right.
Just a little bit more. I want to win. I always tell you, I don't want to win certain ways. I want to win by enjoying the round,
Yeah.
enjoying the company where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just one thing for me is just I need it. I need it because
Yeah.
my job is a little bit more stressful this year, and being in a new and bigger school, and everything just a little bit
Yeah.
new, and trying to set the foundation and the tone, right? And different, bigger responsibilities. And so that's just for me, like what my golf goal, another one of my golf goals is to enjoy the outings or the rounds
Yeah.
just a little bit more.
Yeah, dude. And see, dude, and like going back to like I know we're already what January 14th, and I wasn't on previously, man, but like my wife and I had a talk about like our goals for this year, right? We had personal goals, financial goals, and all these sort of goals, right? And one of my personal goals, bro, was to break 80, right? And I said, she's like, babe, what does that mean, right? And I said, wait, that's to get below 80. I want to break 80. Like, I want to go into the 70s, right? I said, can I do it? Yes. If I really, like, again, practice, make more tournaments, and get out of my head, right? Get out of my head and whatever, dude. So I told her, I said, babe, so we gotta own up to these goals. I want to own up to my goals, right? Because I felt my biggest problem is that I'm a quitter. I quit. My self-discipline's horrible. So I said, babe, I want to be more committed. I want to be B-Flight. And I said that, dude. It's all my thing. Arnold wants to be B-Flight, right? So I'm like, dude, I know it's there, Andy, but it's a comfort level that I like being in C-Flight, right? But I was like, but everybody else tells me, hey, bro, like, you don't want to get your score better? And I'm like, no, I want to fucking win. But it's like, dude, like, would you rather win getting a good score, or would you rather win because people just shot horrible and you were the fucking lowest guy? So I'm like, dude, those are two things. Break 80 and start playing for score. Start playing for like dropping my score.
And Brucey, as a C flighter, you're very capable of hitting those things along the way to the B flight. You are
Right.
because you are a higher handicap. Which if
Right.
anybody's ever played with you, think your game is way better, right? And you've heard that numerous people, right? I mean,
Right.
we've told you that for years. And that's a great goal. That's a very doable goal. You know,
Right. Doable, right? It's doable. It's not
you
stupid, like
hear guys like
eighth light type
you
shit.
hear guys like A-Rod say it, and I always trying to tell our kids like, you go into one of my practices, you know it, and dude, it's intense. You know, like, man, it's like it's the slaughterhouse, bro. Like, we're getting after it. We're challenging kids. We're making that practice harder. So when the game time comes, like,
Yeah.
Coach Torres has put us through the ringer,
Right.
tougher than
Yeah.
this.
He's
I'm
right next
not
to the
scared.
ringer. Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I ain't scared. You know what? Coach
Yeah.
Torres' practices, we go at it even harder. And I felt like maybe I let my kids down in that sense this year. I thought I was doing. You know what? I thought it was enough. It wasn't enough. I gotta step my game up, right? Well,
Yep.
same thing at the Cup, and you know, we talk about it, and I'm hoping to play that episode because I think it was great, man. I think it was great. You and I just chopping it up about the recap about the
Yeah.
FOREBROS Tour Cup, and you know, from our personal opinions and our
Perspectives. Yeah.
views,
Yeah.
our views, and I told you, I said I let myself down, I let my partner down, I felt like I let my team down, and again, I didn't give myself those needed game reps. You know, like, hey, like I felt like I was in a good place physically, mentally. I
Yeah.
thought it was a good, but you know what? Once I got put in the pressure situations, I didn't put myself
Crap.
in there
Yeah.
enough. I didn't put
Yep.
myself enough because I was not used to it.
Yep.
And you know
It
what?
wasn't pressure creates diamonds with you. It was pressure
You know,
bursts pipes
what? I need to get back to
to the
playing
rhythm.
to
Yeah.
playing tough in golf that means something. If it's $2 dots, if it's 50-50-50, I need to put something where some skin in the game is on the line to get
Yeah.
me to get the game reps. Like, I needed reps,
Yeah.
win or lose. I
Put that
need
pressure
I
behind you.
need
Yeah.
those feels, because once those feels happen, I didn't and I was right, bro. How down was I, bro? Like, how down was I?
Bro, you were beat, bro. I
And,
saw
and
you
again,
too, and I was like,
and
I
I'm
wanted
still
to give you shit, but then I lost on
and,
Friday,
and I'm
so I was like,
still
I couldn't give him
and
shit.
I'm still like, it still bothers me. You know what? I want redemption. Like, I'm like, man, like, hey, we're playing Sunday, Cedar Creek. I want redemption. That's what I want. I want redemption.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
at least we didn't go like 0-3, like your bestie. But
leave him out of this.
stop,
Let's
sorry,
leave him
bro.
out of this
Stop,
right there.
stop.
All right, Bruce. You know what? Those are your takeaways about Sergio. You know what?
Yep.
I appreciate it, dude. It seems like, you know what, I appreciate the job that we're able to do. Once people get on the show, you know what, they're able to be a little vulnerable. You know, they're able to be a little
Yep.
vulnerable. They're able to let their guard down, and man, dude's been through some things, bro. You know, and
Yeah.
my biggest takeaway is that golf is powerful shit.
It is.
Golf,
We don't
golf,
realize the potential of
golf,
it, dude.
golf is powerful. Sports is powerful, and this game saves lives. I always tell you, I said mental health is great for us guys,
Yep.
and if golf can do that for us, man, I want it for more people. I want FOREBROS tour for more people. I want Nothing is Obi to be out there for more people because hey, we try to keep it real as possible.
Yeah.
All night we've been coming live from the Texas Chancla Studios, man. So thankful to our guy, Jesse Hernandez, man. He loves and lives the game too, bro. This dude's a hack golfer, good dude. You know what? Remember, Bruce? He had that post. He said he does it. He fights for people that can't fight for themselves, and
Exactly.
so I can't be, I can't thank him enough for being our studio sponsor. Guys, you want a good person, you want a good law firm, you want to trust people. If it's
A
criminal,
man of the people, bro.
if it's a criminal, DWI, criminal case, man, divorce, personal injury, man of the people. Chancla, one size fits most, right? He's the one size
Yeah,
fits
it's
most.
most, bro.
One
Not
size fits
mine.
most.
Not mine.
It's like people always say, it's like, man, you know what? It's like you think your life is hard. It's like you think my life is hard. Walk a mile in my shoes. I say, you know what? You can't because they're too small.
No, bro, dude, I'm kind of bummed out because my mom's here, right? My mom's here visiting, and she was here watching, right? She was here watching on her phone and everything. And I wanted to give her a little shout. I wanted to kind of bring her on a little bit. Well, a little bit before Sergio went off, she was like, "Mijo," like I could see her, right? Because I put myself on mute. She's like, "I'm gonna go upstairs, Mijo. I'll see you tomorrow." And I was like, "Mom, I wanted to give you a little, because she tunes in all the time, and
She's our one.
like,
She's our one follower, Brucey. She's the
I know,
one.
dude.
She's the one.
Yeah. She was like, I always wanted to meet Andy. I was like, Mom, he's one of us. He's short.
Bro, I tower over you, Brucey. I tower over you, dog. Hey, and now that I'm seeing a chiropractor, hey, do you see? Look at me. Hey, look at me.
Stop.
Look at me. Look at me. Good show, man. Good show. Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you to FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, Brucey,
FOREBROS has a home for you. Come on.
we got a home for you, man.
And we have them all, bro. We have. Like, there's nobody that can come in and say that I can't relate to anybody, bro. Like, dude, we have everybody. We got Martin, bro, that can relate to people. Dude. We got everybody, bro.
Hey, FOREBROS Tour. It's a box of chocolates. Hey,
Yep.
you never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh man, I'm thankful to my bros. You know what? He was talking about it. You heard Sergio talk about the magic, right? Like, hey, like trying to keep the magic, and I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful that FOREBROS is gonna be turning the page. With Jeremiah stepping down, and we talk about it a little bit, and we've been on long enough. But I'm thankful to my FOREBROS family, FOREBROS Tour, Never Golf Alone Again. Make sure, guys, we're back on Instagram. We're back on Snapchat, baby.
Let's do it, baby.
We're back. Hey, New Year. It's like Sting, baby. New Year. Same us.
Yep.
New Year, same us, baby. New Year, same us.
Let's go. Hey, RG's comment. RG's comment's pretty good. What does it say, bro?
I don't know. Let me see.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Right there. Okay. Right there. RJ. I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger. There he is, right there. Here we go.
Okay.
RG right here. Ricardo Gonzalez. Love to hear it, Brucey. My 2026 goal is to not be late to any outings. Bro. Okay, but he's always driving in from out of town, so we'll try to cut him some slack, right? He's always coming in from out of town. And RG, and thank you to Brush Country Fluids for being the shirt sponsor. Brucey, do the shirts exist?
Dude, I just went to Brownsville today. I could have picked them up on my way back.
We don't know. But hey, they're out there somewhere, right? They're in Horseshoe Bay. They're in Mato Gordo de Bay. They're in Turtle Bay. We don't know. They're in Galveston Bay. We don't know where they're at. Hey, Lake Corpus Christi. We don't know where they're at, right?
Yep.
My 2026 goal is to not be late to any outings. Sometimes I get lackadaisical to tee times. So far, a great start. Another is to get the number one handicapper on Monday and the +4 over the hump and into a PGA event or major. Vamos. Hey, Gowie is such a badass and solid freaking dude. He's a great freaking dude. I love him, man. We're at this little bar.
But okay, bro.
We're at this little bar, bro, and they're in Bernie, and bro, it's like a moth to a flame, bro. Like all these, he had all these 40-year-old white chicks, man, just like, hey. He's just a Texan, bro. He put out the scent, bro. He put out, what is it, the Sex Panther. Hey, 50% of the time it works every time. Look, hey, you're getting them tomorrow, culeros. Brucey, okay, RG, since you're still on, right? Brucey kept throwing me into the bus, and he keeps asking about the shirts. In fact, I'm like,
No, you
when
know
it,
it
when
was you, bro. You're
bro,
like,
I told
man,
you,
I don't know if I want a large,
no,
extra
but I
large. I'm
did,
like,
but I
bro,
told you, I
you're
said,
gonna get what you
I
asked
told
for,
you,
bro.
I said, I don't care, bro. I said, I'm okay, but you, because you're Necio, you want. You
I've never
always
had a
want.
Travis Matthews shirt. And that's why I've never had one.
I
I
have
don't know
two.
how they fit.
Hey, I have two, and they're from RG.
Yeah.
one was a brush country that he just threw to
Oh
me.
well, and what
Yeah,
was from the tour? The
yeah.
other tour, yeah.
One
I
was
mean
from
the other cup, the
the
purple
tour,
one, the
the
purple
summer
one.
cup, right?
Yeah, the summer cup.
And I said, and I told Maya, I asked you for a large, and he gave me an XL, right? And Maya's like, well, because in the summer you needed the XL, and I said, okay, you're right, I did. And right here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Laughing my ass off. I already heard the story. Brucey, si pasa de what?
Se pasa de verga.
De
He
oh,
was saying like you, dude. Did you say shit that I said something? I didn't say nothing. It was you.
about what?
Wait, I don't know. He's trying to say. I heard the story. Brucey like se pasa. That means like, hey, bro, like I said something maybe that I shouldn't have said, but I didn't say anything. So
No, I said no because you were saying Andy keeps asking about the polos, and I was like, leave me out of this. You're the one that's thirsty. Everybody knows
I
how
don't know,
thirsty you
bro.
are.
Let's see what my text message say, bro.
Say, bring it up, bring it up. Which phone is it? Which phone is it on?
Hold on. That's one of these, dude. It's one of these, bro.
Good shit, bro.
Good stuff, bro. That's good stuff.
Hey, that's golf, bro.
Yes, sir. That's golf, bro. Let's go.